I haven't talked to somebody who's vegan before, and this is why I'm trying to gain. Uh,
An insight.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, of course, you have been asked this before. Cows eat grass and
Yep.
plants. However,
Yep.
you can find other animals who are vicious animals. They go straight ahead and eat those prey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they eat no grass. Probably you would put them in, like,
Carnivore.
yeah, but in the place that
Yeah.
is a heaven for a cow, but they won't eat. Right? They would die from hunger. So probably, but perhaps not. Perhaps actually, it's most likely that people have, proposed this kind of thought to you, and what your response would be then. Is the question.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. Could you just
Well, like, oh yeah, I haven't completed it. My bad. Like those predators, they eat prey. The
Mhm.
preys eat plants, right? So the preys here, they're like victims. They haven't done any sins to be punished, for example, right?
Yeah.
To be eaten by other animals. So in our
Yeah.
case, probably we could be the kind of animals as well, because we're mindful animals. This is what I believe in,
Mm-hmm.
and when animals with minds. We could be able to. We are able to eat both things, like the plants and the animals as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't that be like a justification?
So the justification is that we are capable of doing both. So we
No,
should.
it's not like.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're capable of doing both, and our body actually adapts to this.
And
Yeah. But that this is, as I told you before.
And
This
nature,
is,
I mean.
yeah.
Nature.
Remember what I told you before about the appeal, the appeal to nature fallacy. Claiming
Hmm.
that something is okay because it happens or it is natural, right?
Hmm.
So the same way how I explained to some guy the other day, like lions rape each other, and the reason why they do is to spread their genes because they really care about spreading their offspring to other animals. Well, not other animals, but same animals in
Yeah.
probably from a different pack. Same thing
Hmm.
may have happened during the human evolution, where not evolution, sorry, but during the human history, where people probably raped each other as well, just to spread the offspring.
Yeah.
Then the question is, do you think that's ethical because it is natural? And let's say, do you think it is ethical for men to do it because they're more powerful than women?
yeah, so I have
Well,
on my
it's a
screen.
different point.
Yeah, go on, Visa.
No, you can go ahead. I mean,
Yeah,
you want
so
to
I
share
have on my
something.
screen like the definition of what appeal to nature fallacy and why we shouldn't use it. Like Felix put it really well, but just like to put it in other words, sometimes it helps. So an appeal to nature fallacy happens when someone argues that something is good, better, or more authentic simply because it's natural, while brushing aside everything man-made as inferior or harmful. Right, so some natural things are good or better than synthetic and unnatural things. Other natural things are bad or worse than synthetic or unnatural things. Assuming that something natural is always better than synthetic or unnatural is a fallacy because of the following. It doesn't account for all the natural things that are harmful and even deadly, and immoral in case of the argument that Felix is making. It also makes an assumption instead of seeking evidence. So we can seek evidence in science, right, of whether or not we should eat animals. And it's not going to be here. It's going to be here in health. And it's very clear that eating animal products is a detriment, like a deadly detriment to us, right, as humans. So just because it's natural doesn't mean it's good. Like, for instance, processed meats, type 1 carcinogen, you're going to say, okay, but it's unnatural. It's not like it's synthesized. That's fine. But red meat, just red meat, is 2A group carcinogen that is probably carcinogenic to humans. And it's only put in probably carcinogenic because they just need a little bit more evidence. And then they're going to pump it to group
Close.
1, I think. Yeah.
Can I just quickly jump in?
Yeah.
When it comes to me and when it comes to other people, probably vegans as well, like we're not gonna really tell you that, well, you should do it more naturally or you should do it less naturally or whatever. You can do what you want, but just don't have any victims in your choices.
Yeah.
Right. Like for example, if you want to, I don't know, if you want to eat some kind of like a green mushroom that you found somewhere, we would discourage you from eating it if you don't know what it is. But it's up to you to decide what you want to do, you know. But if it has a victim, just don't do it. That's all.
Yeah, that's the ethical side, but I think sometimes it's like good to explain why this reasoning from appeal to nature is just not good, because it leads you to weird stuff. It leads you to assuming that cyanide is good for you because it's natural, but supplements, B12 supplements, are not good for you because they are not natural. And it's the opposite.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh yeah, just real quick, Weezer, because maybe you don't know, Post is really good with like science stuff. I'm good with like basic stuff with ethics. So if you have any health or nutritional question, you can talk to Post. They're quite glad.
I have. Thanks in advance. Thank you. I mean, yeah, it's a really hard point. Wow. So yeah, by the way, post-mortem, I'm not here, you know, to fight against anything.
Sure.
Just in case you just, you know, just so you know, because you joined in the middle of the conversation. So I'm not against what you guys are doing. I'm just trying to understand the picture behind it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I'm not taking it as against. My tone of voice is a little abrasive, but I wouldn't put stock on it.
Yeah, I mean, I was here a couple times before, you know, just over here, like muting myself and hearing what's going on in the channel.
Yeah.
And I would find you like, you know, harsh a little bit, or you know, aggressive sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes.
sorry for that,
Yesterday I was literally screaming at everybody in here because it just became so annoying to me that I keep debunking their facts one after, like, their claims one after another, and it all ends up in, well, it just tastes better, it's convenient for me, it's like what our ancestors did, and all of this shit is just such a bad justification for exploiting and slaughtering billions of sentient beings that I'm just find myself sometimes overwhelmed, and I just start screaming at people, you all are crazy. It's insane position. It's an insane position to not change your mind. Sorry.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. So I get upset sometimes. It's all right.
I mean, I can share the point of view, and that urge of, that you want other people to understand exactly the whole picture. Myself, I mean, I'm a Muslim as well, but I'm Muslim, but and I believe that everyone should be Muslim as well. You know, like it's the right thing to do. But we're not here talking about religion and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just telling you that I understand your point of view. That's the only thing.
Do you think, based on what I explained to you, do you think like veganism makes sense and people should kind of follow the philosophy of it?
Well, probably, but not. It's hard to tell, honestly. I mean, I'm not well educated though about this stuff, and
could you maybe explain to me like your thought process about it?
My food process? What do you mean?
Thought. Like, what are you thinking about when I ask?
Oh,
you
thought. What I think is that you guys care about the sentiment and the feelings of the animals.
The sentience.
And
the sentience.
The sentience. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you know what
isn't it the
sentience is?
sentiment? No, I thought it was the sentiment, like the.
No, it's sentience. So again, on my screen, I'm gonna show what sentience is. Should I put it in a definition? I'm not sure.
Oh, it's like sensitive, or.
So
No.
sentience is the thing that we have in common. This is not the best way to do this. Sorry, let me just go to plant.
Oh, sentient.
Sentience, yeah. There you go, on the screen. So sentience is the thing that we have in common with animals and that puts us apart from plants, for instance, right? So most animals, not all animals, have this thing called central nervous system. Central nervous system includes a bunch of nerves going throughout your body, including eyes, ears, the ability to touch, all of that stuff. And the brain that collects all that information, processes it, and spits out this thing that we call consciousness. Consciousness is the thing that I think makes us morally worthy. If we weren't conscious, if we weren't aware of everything that is around us, we would literally be like an object, right? We would be like a plant, maybe like performing some chemical functions, but there would be nobody in there to actually care about. So that's why I always say that animals are worth our moral consideration because they're sentient, and because sentience is the thing that unites us with other animals, and it makes it not okay to like pull us apart, to like say, well, humans are superior. We have some perks, we have some interesting things that go on in us that don't go on in animals, but sentience is the thing that makes it not okay to bring an individual, which an animal is, and slit their throat just because you want to eat their flesh.
So, well, I've taken a couple of things, okay, and I've noted them down, and I want to discuss them with you first, okay? So, you said that there's like, I don't know how to refer to this, but there are some animals that they have this sentience, and some others don't have that, right? So, like what? Like the ones that don't have it.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah, this is the first question. The second one, why do you think? I mean, do you think that they're excluded from the equation of not being eaten? Like I can eat them as long as they don't have the sentience. Yeah.
yeah, so to answer the first one, to give you examples of animals that probably most likely don't have sentience, because we don't have like a definitive thing on it, right? I don't definitively know what you think right now, Wizard. So we just kind of infer that you are like a thinking, feeling human being standing in front of me. We do the same with animals. So animals that are very likely not sentient are oysters, sea sponges, and like corals. So a lot of like non-sentient animals are in the sea. I don't know if we have like a question mark with some insects, but I think most insects are sentient, like the ladybugs are sentient, I think. Bees are sentient, I think, but I'm not sure. There is like a question mark there. But
I'm sorry,
like,
but
yeah.
I'm sorry for cutting you, but like, and I'm not joking, okay? I'm not being facetious here. What is it? Cockroaches and ants and stuff. I mean, we can see that some Chinese or Eastern cultures, they eat these insects. So are they also excluded, or they're included with the like should we spare their lives, or should we it's
possible.
permitted that we can.
So the question mark still remains on many insects. I don't know about ants. Like, I change my mind every single day, but here's the thing. We have some evidence for it. We have some evidence against it. I think cockroaches are big enough to like be sentient, and they live long enough to be sentient. I think those are part of sentience, but I'm not sure. If we can spare sentient beings, we should. In case of cockroaches, they're kind of like invade your home. That's not a nice thing. If you can just like get rid of them without killing them, you probably should. But if you can't, you also have rights, right? You can't live in a cockroach-infested place. It's not sanitary and not nice to you. So, but like ants, if you don't have to step on an ant, like please don't, right? Why?
I agree on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some ants at my home on my where I cook. I don't know where they come from. There are not that many of them, but like tiny ants. For fuck's sakes, if I can, I try to wait for the ant to go away. I kind of try to like tap next to them so that they get scared. They don't seem that much scared. That's why I'm like, are they actually sentient? I don't know. But like, it's a living creature that I'm not sure if sentient or not. Just because they might be sentient, I try to scare them away so they don't get killed in my cooking and stuff like that, and my like day-to-day life. It's a matter of what you can and cannot do. Sometimes you can't avoid killing animals, but when you can, and like with your consumerism choices, you can relatively easily, then I think it becomes like a moral obligation, especially for animals that are definitely 100%, there is no doubt about it, sentient, like cows, pigs, chickens, fish, crabs.
Yeah. And also, if you cut off the ant's head, it will wriggle just like any other living being. We can see it is suffering, right?
Sorry?
I didn't get that.
Yeah, I am telling that if I cut off the ant's head, it will be wriggling, right? It will be, we can see it is suffering. It will be putting his leg behind their leg.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, but how precise you need to be to cut off the head of an ant, you know? It's just so small, you know? You either step on it or spare it. There's no other solution. But I get your point. But I don't know what exactly I should do to respond to this. But anyway,
yeah, me neither.
Well,
unfortunately.
so I mean, in religion, honestly, I'm sorry for including this.
Like
Okay, if there's like a pack of ants, right, and I can spare them, well, it's obligatory somehow for me to spare them. Like I shouldn't kill them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though they're just ants, I mean they're like animals. I can just simply step on them or flush them with water simply and get rid of them. No, but it's prohibited somehow, right? Not somehow. It's prohibited.
Listen, prohibitive
gonna
is
do
like
that.
one of those words that like maybe apply to like objective morality, to like religion. Well, if you do, you go to hell or something like that, right?
It's not.
It becomes like, I would say, like a moral obligation. It's something that is like inward. If you have strong proclivity towards, if you believe that, for instance, right? So I'm going to tell you how I reached this conclusion. If, for instance, you believe that if there are humans that generally bother you a little bit, you shouldn't just take a gun and start shooting them. You can just take peaceful route of getting rid of the annoyance. And humans are sentient, and if animals are also sentient, then it logically follows that you should give the same or similar consideration to the animals when possible, right? If there were humans that you absolutely, there is no way to talk to those specific individuals and tell them, listen, you are a nuisance, like get the fuck out of here, right? Something like that. If they're malicious, right, then and you exhausted all possibilities of addressing this situation peacefully, yeah, it becomes of there is no choice, maybe. But like with ants, maybe because you can't talk to ants, maybe like the jumping to the conclusion of, oh, I should kill ants should be shorter, but there should be like still a very, very long consideration between seeing ants that are kind of like bothering you and just like straight up spilling water on them and drowning them and killing them, right? They should be like, you should make a fucking effort, because if ants are sentient, you should make the effort to not like immediately go to killing them. And it's just, and I understand your like proclivity to do so. I was also raised this way, that if like animals are like pests, or if they're like I can like exploit them for something, then I can, because I'm stronger, right? But we should stop thinking this way, because if animals are sentient, then this is the thing that unites us with them. And if you wouldn't do this to a human being, you shouldn't do it to an animal either.
Okay, so well, my point there is was that if there are like animals, if there are animals that are that share the sentience that we have, so that we shouldn't kill them, therefore we shouldn't kill them, or eat them. Well, there are other animals that you just mentioned. They're still unknown whether they have the sentience or not. But you know, my question was, what would be the approach, or what would be the situation here?
Yeah, because they might be sentient.
Should I eat them or not?
Yeah, if they might be sentient. So if they might be sentient, you should take every precaution. I'll give you an example from my own life, right? So I have like this lifelong and lately exacerbated war with mosquitoes. Mosquitoes impede on my ability to live in an incredible way, more than usual people, because I have like this allergy, and it doesn't matter. Like I have this thing, I have like a terrible reaction to them. But like I don't immediately go to, well, whichever mosquito comes in, I'm gonna just kill them. I first take every possible precaution to not kill them, to like ban them from my life in a humane way. So I put nets on all of my windows. I put like a repellent on my skin, and only as a last resort do I kill a mosquito if like there is no other possibility. If I tried everything, I tried to like swing at them to make them go away. I put the nets so they don't come in the first place. I put in the repellent. If nothing worked, nothing else worked, I'm gonna kill the mosquito. And I think mosquitoes are sentient. I'm not sure though. It's like there is a really question mark there. But because there is a question mark, I give them like a benefit of a doubt. And try to act like with other animals. Listen, if there is like a cow that is like really wants to kill me, and there is no like other way, if the cow is trying to kill me and there is no other way, I'm not opposed to killing a cow. You know?
But the thing is that with the mosquito is, unlike the cow, I mean, the mosquitoes, I mean, I'm not a utilitarian, but like if you just look at like a mosquito, it will just wreak havoc in human beings or in other animals. So I don't know why, I mean, even if they have like, I actually disagree with the view that just because someone has immediately sentience, like minimum amounts of sentience, that therefore you can't kill it. In the case of mosquito, I don't know. I feel
I didn't
like
make that claim.
Perhaps.
I didn't make that claim. I made the claim that they should have morally considerable.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if like these minimal levels would outweigh the vast majority of harms that I mean, presumably mosquitoes could, I think, give a lot of horrible diseases.
Yeah, I'm just my claim was right because mosquitoes might be sentient and because they wreak so much havoc on my life. I first take a huge amount of precaution before I go to killing them, and that's what I'm like advocating for. Look for a peaceful solution first.
Yeah.
What's up, Val? Me and Val disagree sometimes. It happens.
Because I don't know. I take sometimes issues with I mean, I myself a vegan, for everyone who doesn't know, but maybe we should also look beyond. And just because something is or someone is sentient, I don't even know whether someone would apply in the sense of to be honest. I have no idea. Can you be sentient and not have personality? Perhaps. I mean, in the mammal case, I would say they will have personality, but like in an insect, I don't know. This is like maybe also where my human intuition fails me at some point. I don't know.
Well, I don't really what I should say further, but what I wanted to say, okay, from the first place, and why I asked this question is, do you guys decide whether you're gonna kill? And I said it before, but I think you misunderstood it. Like, do you decide whether you eat the animal or the creature because it doesn't have sentience?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I
That's
forgot
it?
about this question. I'm sorry. It would like logically follow that if you know for sure that an animal is not sentient, then you can eat them. I take just like I'm just thinking, like what if we are wrong? What if oysters are sentient, right? So I'm just giving them like I use the precautionary principle, just in case, because all animals are capable of sentience. I don't know if they're sentient or not. If I can, I shouldn't like kill them. So I really don't need oysters. But there are some vegans, ostro-vegans, who do eat oysters because they are thoroughly convinced that oysters are not sentient. Logically, it does follow that you can eat oysters, but you can like also avoid it. So why not?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I agree with you on that part, but still, I mean, there's some animals that we have no idea what their internal anatomy is, right? Like.
Yeah, we do know.
Like
we do internal anatomy of every animal because we dissected every animal on Earth, basically.
I think the best precaution is if it has a brain, don't eat it.
No, so I don't agree with that because do you think that ant has a brain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do you do? Okay, that's a different.
I mean, you can just like
Well,
Google it. You can ask like ChatGPT. Does an ant have a brain?
I see it. Google Images have it. Ant's brain.
Yeah. Maybe you can
Is
share it.
sentience alone automatically equals moral value? Is it the only criteria we should consider?
It's the main one, and it derives like many other criteria, like interest, perhaps even personhood, rationality, intelligence. I mean, usually they're all derived from sentience, I believe. Yeah. Or, I mean, you could also say some things are not sentient, but they have instrumental value, so they are helpful for other sentient beings. So, for instance, like nature, like flowers. I'm not for killing them unnecessarily, because they have a value to other sentient beings, both human and non-human animals, right? But yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because the moment someone cares about your actions, be they good or bad actions, the moment that they care, I think it becomes relevant. So when I say care, I mean like saying ouch or being happy, basically, like in child's terms.
So,
Does that make sense?
in case, I'm sorry to revert back to this, but in case of predators and preys, like animals like tigers and cheetahs, lions, and stuff, when they eat cows, right? Who I'm not like which did anything wrong in their lives. I mean, they're just animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this,
Hold on.
yeah, but
Wait. Let Weezer finish off the question, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay,
thank
so back again. So, okay, yeah, I mean, and in this case, so you guys say that the tigers and these kind of animals, they eat the cows who done nothing, right? Which done nothing again. So do you think that they should be punished for that? I mean, they killed animals that are sentient. That share this sentience.
So it's not a matter of punishment, Wizard. So like it's a matter of if a being is capable of actually like considering morality. I think it's a bad thing that lions kill animals. So if I could prevent it, I think I probably should. But I think humans are actually like capable of talking about morality, considering morality, and therefore it becomes a moral obligation for humans. We're not sure that lions actually think about, like, capable of thinking about morality at all, frankly. And then it becomes kind of, weird. Are you gonna tell them to not eat animals? I don't know.
So they're automatically programmed to eat these animals. So I have to stop this somehow, either to get them used to this, get them used to eat plants and stuff, or by just eliminating them.
Yeah,
Right?
there is a debate between vegans about this specific situation. Val, you wanna? Sorry, I keep stepping on you. You wanna talk about this?
Yeah. So obviously, fortunately enough, in reality, it's just more than just two options in general, right? But the hypothetical that is being presented to most vegans, because there are like several camps, even among vegan, right? And they're presenting the hypothetical: if you have the chance to kill the carnivore, would you kill it or would you not? Like just these two options without anything else. Well, it's an interesting question. I don't know. Some people say yes, you should. Some people say you should only kill pure carnivores. So only the carnivores. I mean, they call them odd order carnivores, but I don't think it's like an accepted term in biology. I think also it has some. It assumes certain things which are actually don't pan out in nature, I believe. So they say there are some carnivores who only eat herbivores, and then there are some carnivores who eat other carnivores and herbivores, and they don't want to kill like these kind of carnivores. They only want to kill the pure carnivores. But again, to me, it seems like a bit arbitrary. If a vegan cares about animal rights or about rights violation, then to me it's unclear why should they only stop at predators? Why should they not stop at herbivores? I mean, herbivores can also commit infanticide, whatever. You know, I don't know.
They can
It's
what?
like to be.
They can what?
So if vegans care about rights violations, right, and they want to intervene in nature, to me it's not clear why would you only stop at carnivores? Why would you not stop at the carnivores who eat also carnivores and herbivores? Why would you not look into herbivores? Because herbivores also do a lot of shit. Herbivores can also commit infanticide, aggression, violence, rape, all of these things. And a vegan would, in principle, also need to care about these.
Yeah. Vegans
mean-
do. Vegans who, for instance, for killing animals, they also talk about the animal rape, the infanticide, all that stuff. They talk about all of it. It's in the conversation, but it's kind of conversation beside the point of
That would then
veganism,
probably
frankly.
permit them to, I don't know, like, yeah.
Guys, without going too much into it, the simple answer is the wild animals doesn't know any better. They don't understand the morals. So we're in a situation where we can learn about philosophies and such. And maybe we should take these skills and actually apply them to something that we believe is the right thing to do. Because we already do this with like pet animals. We prevent, let's say, dogs from harming other animals when we put them on the leash. We know that they can do, horrific stuff to other animals, so we just prevent them from doing it by putting them on the leash.
Yeah, so I think it might well be the case that it might be permissible to intervene in nature, or maybe even this entire project of nature is all in all, and this is very counterintuitive to a lot of people, maybe nature in and of itself is, morally speaking, a big problem ethically, right? It's very counterintuitive, I agree, but it could be. And it might actually be the case that there might be even greater harm, I don't know, if we intervene. But the thing is, we would also never accept this in the human case. Even if it were to result in greater harm overall, we would still intervene and try to protect humans, even if it means it would mess up the ecological balance, whatever. Because on face value, you can't allow this shit to happen. If like a predator would prey on humans for years and years and years, we would intervene immediately. Even if it weren't to mean well, the ecology would be fucked up in the long run. I think most people wouldn't give a fuck. And I think we should also be consistent and apply the same logic perhaps in the nature. Well, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, this is like kind of a conversation that is beside the point of veganism. Like, we don't get our morals, we don't compare ourselves to animals in any kind of way, except when it comes to eating animal products. and killing animals basically for food, for unnecessary food for us. So like we keep comparing ourselves in this very specific way, and even there we kind of like absolutely like omitting context, because lions don't eat the way we eat. Lions start eating with testicles and intestines of a living animal. They eat the animals raw. They eat at all, well, like once a week. We don't do any of that shit. We should stop comparing ourselves to try to take our behaviors from animals, but like only in this one way of like generalized meat-eating way. It's a little weird. We like why do we do this? Do you think, Wiza?
Well, it's not a comparison, but I said that because I believe that some people would have this kind of insight that if I were to compare myself as to I don't know what the term that you used to call the animals eat meat. I don't know what
carnivores.
What?
Carnivores.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna type it in a chat so that you can see it.
Yeah. So like, if we can't compare ourselves as carnivores, some people would say, yeah, I mean, then if you eat just plants, well, you kind of similar to a herbivores. And in this case, I know it's different, but I want also your response to this. You know,
sure.
What do you think about that? I mean,
Yeah. So
you still compare yourself to an animal at somehow.
Yeah, just
point.
in one specific way, sentience. That's the only way I actually like don't compare. I equate myself to animals. I equate all humans to animals. When it comes to sentience, both of us have sentience. Other stuff, we are incredibly different. We all come from kingdom Animalia, right? So I think I had somewhere the definition are humans, animals. There you go. So the taxonomic classification of humans, this is our taxonomic classification, it starts with kingdom Animalia. So we are also animals. We are eukaryotes.
Yeah, I know that we're animals.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, you know, we're mindful animals.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think you also said one thing, and I still have it noted here, that we have something going on within us.
Yeah.
That animals, either herbivore. Oh my God, that's
I was gonna address this. So hold on. Can you hold on?
Yeah.
Like I was gonna address your previous comment. It doesn't matter if it would say, it doesn't in our case, if it would say like order carnivora here, for instance, it doesn't say that. But if it would say like order herbivora or order omnivora, whatever, it's just a taxonomic classification. And as such, right, it's malleable actually. So we have pandas, we have animals called panda. Do you know panda bear?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So they're classified as carnivores. They have all they have like a taxonomic classification. Here, instead of order, it says carnivora for them. They have like intestines of carnivores. They have teeth of carnivores. The whole 9 yards. They're bears, right? They're bears that they are still like carnivorous adaptations, and yet they eat only plants. Now you could say, well, they're almost extinct. Yeah, we extincted them. Like they were doing just fine on plants. So part of us being animals is that we are able to adapt. And part of us being these humans out of nature animals in the 21st century, where we talk into a microphone on a Discord app, either on your phone or your computer, that means we surpassed anything that can happen in nature. We surpassed this species Homo sapiens things. We are only like, by taxonomic classification at this point, any kind of a natural being. We are almost definitionally an unnatural beings at this point, and we guide our own evolution towards what benefits us. And it would benefit, and like as such, because we are like special beings, because we can like really think and what do you call it? Like reason. We not only are capable physically, but also mentally to surpass us being like an omnivorous creature, because this shit doesn't apply to us anymore. Our food is harvested in monocropping with huge machines, or is have the throat slit in steel factories. Like, there's nothing natural about us anymore. So whether we are carnivores or herbivores or omnivores, it doesn't matter. We can surpass that. We can just take a supplement that gives us the thing that we can't get from plants, and that's it. We're golden.
Well, just to summarize, you said that we are kind of special. Then, yeah. So I think this is what you described before as saying going on with us, without or within us, and other animals don't share or have the same thing, which is basically can be resembled in mind, can be called mind, right?
Well, no, animals have a mind. We have like a higher consciousness. We have like like second or third order consciousness, but
Well, then from this point, where do you think this higher consciousness come from? I mean, if everything can be represented anatomically and physically, well, where this kind of high consciousness come from?
Yeah, it developed
But I
over
believe
time.
that
It developed from our sentience over time. Given time, some
it's like
animals would also be
evolution-
able to develop this. We just
like
did it first.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but is it the evolution thesis, or like the animals were just a cell, and then the cell kind of yeah.
So evolution,
believe in it?
evolution
Oh,
is a biological fact. The fact that there is like the science called biology is based solely on evolution. If evolution wasn't true, biology wouldn't, like the science of biology would not exist. Other sciences wouldn't exist either. So evolution is a fact. We have a common ancestor with all animals on Earth. We have common ancestors with plants as well.
So yeah, I mean, well, concerning the evolution part, or the thesis, the theory, well, you know about the evolution that it all started with a cell, right? All the animals fall back that they were just a cell,
Unicellular
like a
organism.
mere
Yeah.
cell, and then I don't know what they're called, like scientific names.
That's
but
right.
Anyway, so yeah, and then they will undergo like I don't know, multiplications of these cells, and then I don't know, like they grow into different parts, not different parts, like different categories of animals.
Well,
like
not
the ones
really.
that-
That's not really how it works. So,
I'm not expert at this, but I'm just giving you the frame,
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
if you make like a tiny mistake there, you're now gonna build on that mistake and come to a conclusion that is like
I mean, you're
irrational,
here to
basically.
correct me, right? I mean, you're here to correct that. I'm not that, as I said before, I'm not expert at this stuff.
Well,
I'm
just keep
just,
going, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so it all started with a cell, and we can see like nowadays there are a lot of animals, and most of these animals we can dissect them and we can see exactly what lies internally, right? Like concerning the body components, right? Some animals they have brains, some others they don't have brains, and I'm speaking like generally speaking, like even including the ones in the under the sea and everything. So what I want to say here is that anything that has been evolved can be seen and can be represented as something physically in the body. It's just a matter of the highest consciousness, or this higher consciousness that we have, especially and selectively, that these other animals don't have, and we can't even represent where this comes from.
Yeah, of course we
Physically
can.
as well.
Of course we can.
You know what I mean?
We know where higher consciousness comes from.
Like which part of the brain or what?
No, it's just the fact that we have a brain, and we have like a bigger and more complex brain than something like that. So it's an emergent property. It emerges from sentience. We just surpassed other animals in it. So we know it comes from the same place as like the consciousness of animals. We kind of just super evolved. Let's just say it like that. It's not a good term for it, but like Our evolution is different from that of cows, for instance, but both are conscious, both are sentient. We just have like this consciousness that allows us to do other stuff. Sorry, can you get to your point, Wizard? I'm sorry about
Again,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
so like every part can be represented in the brain, in our case. So emotions, there's a certain part in the brain, I don't really remember, I don't know if that was hippocampus or what, but it can be represented, or it lies in the brain, it's centered in the brain. The way to think and plan, it's in the prefrontal cortex. The memory, it's in the amygdala. Everything can be, can be shown as something in the anatomy of the body, right?
Yeah.
Or the brain. We're talking about the brain primarily. It's just this kind of like, if I were to put the dog, right, and I put meat, well, just a dog that hasn't been exposed to any previous experiences. Okay, let's just have a mere assumption. So that if I were to put like a piece of meat in front of the dog, and like a piece of grass, a pack of grass, all the dogs will go for the meat. They're programmed. They're naturally programmed to this.
Oh, if I prove you to
So
the
this is
opposite,
what I
would you
mean.
change your
But-
mind?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, this is an assumption, but in human case, no. I can put the meat and I can put pack of grass. A couple, those children could go for the meat, and others would go to the grass. Why is this? Because we have this higher consciousness of that we are capable of, make a decision. And that make decision, we can contradict or go against the natural. I'm not mentioning that anything is natural and anything else is against it, but I'm just mentioning that we can decide what we want to do.
Yeah.
But animals, they don't seem to have the same property,
Sure.
as we do, like the attribute. And
Sorry, can you
this is an
please get to
evolution.
your point though? This has been going on for a while.
This is an evolution. Yeah, this evolution that we can decide and these animals cannot decide, it's still not represented in the brain.
What do you mean? You just made the same claim.
What do you mean by my same claim? No, it's different.
You said you said, right, if you put a meat in front of a dog, which by the way I have on my screen, an example, right, an anecdotal example that refutes your claim if it's a strong claim. So if you put meat in front of a dog, you are saying don't even have a choice, they're gonna eat it. But if you put meat in front of a human, they do have a choice whether to eat it or not, right? They can decide not to, yes? Sure. How does that refute anything that we claimed?
Yeah, it's that we still have the decision to either eat it or not.
Yeah, we do.
We're not programmed.
You said it.
We're not programmed somehow. Yeah, this is what you say, the higher consciousness. This is what you say, the higher trait that we have.
Yeah, sweetie.
So this higher trait,
Wizard,
it's
that's
not...
why we're talking to you. That's why we're talking to people, and don't go for our shotguns. We talk to people because people are capable of reasoning. People are capable of choosing to not pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals.
Yeah, which part of the brain represents this, or
I don't
shows
know.
us this, displays this?
I don't know, wherever logic is or wherever empathy is or both. Brains are complex things. Our processes, right, the way we reach to a conclusion are incredibly complex. So you can use logic and feelings, you can use only logic, you can use only feelings, but it's usually both. So it comes from all over the place. But I would say the things that are responsible for the conclusion of veganism are empathy and logic. So the ability to reason.
Would you ban all sorts of animal meat to be consumed, or is it more like making their conditions more humane?
No, we're not here for
dismantling
welfareism. We want to abolish all animal production because it's immoral. It's immoral to kill an animal, not just to torture an animal. It's worse to torture and then kill an animal, but killing an animal for unnecessary things like food, it's in itself is immoral.
What if a species is like parasitic? or you know, like is invasive, like killing other
Yeah.
species,
So,
you know, because there's too much of it. What
yeah,
would you
so
do
it
with them?
depends on the context. Like, if there are too many humans in one area, you probably wouldn't immediately go for a shotgun and just to kill them. So I would
Yeah.
think that animals deserve similar consideration, and you should first seek not to kill them. First, seek a way to resolve a situation that usually we cause as humans in a peaceful way. If that's not possible and you have absolutely no choice, like in case of like killing insects for the production of crops, yeah, then you have no choice, literally.
I guess like the harder thing to like if you want to treat them as human, but they can't reason similarly.
No,
right?
I
You
don't
can't,
want
like,
to treat them as
negotiate with
human.
in
I
that
just
sense.
want to have them to have similar moral consideration when it comes, oh, should we kill this person or not, right? And then we add context. If you have, like, so in human context, you will have this step where you can actually reason with a human being and ask them to, like, not do something bad, right? With an
Yeah.
animal, for instance, you don't have that possibility. So you reach the decision to, like, kill them or, like, imprison them much faster than with a human. But you still should take some steps to not do that. Is the point, right? And we usually, as human beings, immediately go for killing, and that is immoral, in my opinion.
But if it's like about animal products, you know, animals eat other animals too, right?
Oh my
Is
god,
it the-
we've just been through this for like a while, but sure, I can go through this
Yeah,
again.
yeah, because I just arrived there.
Yeah, I can do a refresher, no problem. I'm used to answering the same question over and over again. So, because animals don't have this higher consciousness, it's again incredibly difficult to make them, to ask them to not kill animals that are in front of them. So, a lion doesn't have the ability to talk about morality, right? So, a lion is they're just eating an animal to basically like survive. Do I think it's a good thing? No. I think if we can stop a lion from eating herbivores in a way, anyways, in a way that is like not lethal, or maybe it is lethal, maybe we don't have a choice, I think we should. But in case of animals, because we have this higher consciousness, we have a choice. And because also we are not like obligate carnivores or whatever. Even if we were obligate carnivores, by the way, we'd still have a choice. But it would be like a little more difficult. But because we're not, we have like this incredible choice to either exploit and slaughter animals for our food, or not exploit and slaughter animals for our food. And in this situation, I think we should choose to not exploit and slaughter animals.
The way I think about it is it's because I don't extend my empathy to animals. I just see them as livestock. So if they die, then
well, you're making a
because humans
category error then.
benefit.
You're just making a category error. You think that animals are akin to objects, and they're not. They're closer to humans than they are to objects.
I suppose, but it's just not close enough for me to shift their treatment, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think if I don't have empathy for like people in Africa, can I like enslave them? Becomes like a ridiculous claim, right? It becomes like kind of weird. Well, I don't have empathy for these creatures. Then it's totally okay to like put them in cages and breed them into existence just so that we could slaughter them, just that so they could exploit them for unnecessary stuff. So, like, do you think it's a good justification for me to enslave African people if I don't have empathy for them?
I can't talk about that here. Sorry, the rules are probably against it.
I mean, this is all hypothetical. There are no rules against talking about hypothetical morals.
If I don't have empathy for,
yeah,
like whatever, like then
yeah,
I would do anything like towards them as
no,
long
I'm
as
not
my
asking
group survives.
would you. I'm asking, is it a good justification for it?
If my moral system is only about my own group, then I guess. But if it's about something more universal, then no. But
So can you talk about your morals, please, and not like in this like maybe not
Yeah.
thing? Yeah. So what are your morals telling you?
well, my personal experience was I had like a lot of in-group behavior, I guess. I found that they were safe for me, so now I carry that with me, and so I really just care about like what's my people like, and then like how do I provide for them, and then
So
like outside I
is
don't
that a
really
fucking
care.
yes? Is that I don't have empathy for black people, therefore it's okay for me to enslave black people?
Not black people, just people who don't
Whatever.
like share too many.
Yeah, indigenous people
Like a
somewhere
lot of-
else. It's okay to enslave them, right? If I don't
Depends
have
on how they
empathy for them?
integrate. If I don't have empathy for them.
That's a horrific moral
that's one-
position. You know this, right?
Well, I don't know. Like,
I mean,
that's fair for you to say.
I think so, yeah.
that's what
I
I
think
hold
it's
anyway.
fair for me to say that
fair
saying
for you
because
to
you
say.
don't have empathy for somebody, it's okay to enslave them. I think that's a horrific moral position. I think almost everybody would agree with me, frankly.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not saying
then that's
that therefore it means that it's like a closed moral case. I'm just saying I find your morality horrific.
I would say my morality does diverge from a lot of, I guess, conventional.
No, I think most people would
definitions of, like,
say.
altruism.
I think most people would say, and they would be hypocritical. Therefore, I think most people would say, "Oh, well, if you don't have empathy for black people, it's still not okay to enslave them." I think most people would say that,
I
and
think a
then
lot of,
they
like,
would be
right-wing
like in
people
a
would-
situation of a contradiction. So, but
I think a lot of like right-wing people just like implicitly believe stuff like this. Like the way they talk online.
and you admit it explicitly.
Isn't that like more fair? Like honestly, instead of just saying, "Oh,
Oh
well,
yeah, you're honest as fuck. I just find your morality abhorrent. That's all I'm saying. It's honest as fuck. I appreciate the honesty. I just don't want to talk to you anymore. Kinda.
No,
You know what I mean?
I respect your position. That's fine. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, let's move on to somebody who maybe doesn't agree that it's okay to enslave black people if you don't have empathy for them.
I don't think that.
All right.
And I'm not left or right. I'm more of an independent.
Well, that doesn't matter. We're not talking about politics here. We're talking about morality. Do you think it's so? If you don't have empathy for black people, it's not okay to enslave them, right? According to you?
If you don't have empathy,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you can just be a psychopath.
Yeah. So, do you think that would like kind of apply to animals as well? Like the animals we raise for food, for instance, or for leather, or for other products that we generally don't need in the 21st century?
I mean, I have a little bit of empathy for them. It can scale differently though for animals with less intelligence.
Yeah. So the point
but,
is.
I mean,
So the point is. Sorry, I'm sorry for stopping you. 1-800.
Yeah.
The point is, if you don't have empathy for animals, is it a good justification to enslave and kill them?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So are you vegan?
No, I'm not, sadly.
Why are you not vegan, and why is it sad for you?
It's sad because I might eat a hamburger that someone buys for me, or if I buy it for myself, and I don't take the time to think like, whoa, this is coming from probably an animal factory farm, and that animal has probably lived a terrible life.
Well, even if an
And,
animal like lived a really, really good life, I think it's like immoral to like slaughter them, right? Just take their life just for like a hamburger when you can eat like a vegan hamburger.
Yeah, if we can scientifically eat and get all of our nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, and etc. from plant, then sure, that'd be perfectly fine, and I would feel bad.
All right, awesome.
Even
So
more.
what do you think we can't get from a plant-based diet?
I just don't know about that.
All right. So here's my spiel, right, before we go on to actual evidence. And I do have some evidence for some macro and micronutrients here. So you can get enough protein on a plant-based diet. You can get most vitamins and minerals on a plant-based diet, absolutely. The only two that you probably should care about are B12. You should definitely supplement B12. And vitamin D, because everybody should probably supplement vitamin D, because it's really fucked up when you don't. And for instance, you have like an incredibly low absorption.
So vitamin D and B12 are kind of the insufficient from plants?
Vitamin D doesn't almost to no amount exists in products at all, like in food at all. So you usually get it either from the sun or like there are some mushrooms that stay exposed to the sun and then you can eat that. But the supplement would be better. It's just better at preventing deficiencies. And B12, B12 is fortified in a lot of vegan foods, but also like taking it as a precaution because bad shit happens if you like B12 goes low, but bad shit could happen like neurological problems and all that shit. So probably would be like best just take a chewable pill once or twice a week. That's it. What I do, personally speaking, I used to have like a very conscious vegan diet. I would take a lot of stock. I would like track my nutrition and stuff like that. These days, because I spend so much time on Discord, I just eat whatever I want and then I just take a multi-supplement just to make sure, in case something is missing, I don't want to get, sick. So I just take a multi-supplement. That's an incredibly cheap way. It's an incredibly healthy way to get your nutrients. Grabbing a multi-supplement on top of already nutritious food is like amazing stuff.
Could I ask?
Yeah.
Petty, do you mind like muting your mic? It makes like a little bit of crackling. If you want to talk, of course, you can turn it back on when you want.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was eating.
Yeah.
God, what was I supposed to say? Fuck, I forgot. God damn it.
Yeah, that's all right. So 1-800. Do you think maybe you could be vegan starting today or tomorrow?
I think I could. I'd have to force myself to just do more research and figure out what are all the nutrients I need and how I can acquire them.
Yeah, especially in the beginning, just grab a multi-supplement. Don't forget to eat some protein that comes from like tofu, seitan, and like chickpeas, lentils, beans, stuff like that. Textured vegetable protein is like really, really great. I can put all those, write down all those things in the side channel if you want. But generally speaking, don't forget plant protein that I have on my screen right here. And like just take a multi-supplement, at least at first. If you want to later to like take all of your vitamins and minerals from food, you can, including B12. But I think like at first just don't worry about it and just concentrate on whether the food is like morally abhorrent or not, right? And choosing the vegan version, even like while taking a multi-supplement, would probably not put you in a bad way. As long as you eat enough food, enough protein, and take a multi-supplement, seriously, you're golden. That's it. And also, like, sorry, go
on. The whole process of getting these vitamins, or I should just say nutrients, because that sums up minerals and vitamins and everything else in one, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure, you can say, yeah, you can be as, well, it depends on what you're gonna say. You can say that.
Getting all of that from plant-based food, is it sustainable, like, for our environment? Like, it's probably more sustainable for our environment
yeah, by like a huge shot. Unless the only things that you eat on a plant-based diet are like chocolate, almonds, and like coffee, it's much more sustainable. And I can show it to you if you want. If you're looking at my screen, the screen that I'm sharing. So let's go to the environment. 1 second. So a diet for carbon footprint. Is an amazing science-backed. Hold on, that's not what I want to do. Science-backed a testament of just how detrimental animal foods are to the environment. So if you look at the top ones, it also kind of depends on how you interact with food. So beef is the worst one. Beef from beef herds is like 3 times bigger than any other food, right? And then you have, after that, you have lamb and mutton. After that, you have cheese. After that, you have beef from dairy herds, so the cheaper cuts of beef. After that, you have chocolate. But the thing is, you don't interact with chocolate the way you interact with animal products. You don't eat actual hundreds of calories of it every single day, I hope at least. Yeah. And then after that, you have prawns that are also like terrible. After that, you have palm oil. Most vegans kind of iffy about palm oil. And if they do take it, it's just like tiny bit of it. So again, with oil, you eat maybe 10 grams a day. That's about it. And then after that is pig meat, poultry meat, olive oil. Again, you interact with very little of it. So like the quantity also matters. So all the animal foods on top here. After that is fish. After that is eggs. And after that is rice. So rice is also like, if you want to reduce environmental footprint, probably avoid rice as well. So all of this shit, all of these animal products on top, they are the worst for the environment. And if you look at the bottom, right, all the cool plant foods, including soy milk. Look, you can compare like soy milk is 0.9 greenhouse gases per however they measure it, I don't remember, per kilogram of food. With like, and if you look at milk, is right there. It's 3 or 4 times bigger, right? So yeah. Another thing to consider is just like global land use. So our world is like only 29% land and the rest is ocean, whatever. So 71% is habitable land. Out of that, 46% is like agricultural land. And the animal products use 77% of land while providing 18% of calories and 37% of global protein supply. So it's incredibly inefficient and incredibly cruel. Just think about it. We are breeding animals into existence only for the sole purpose of slaughtering them in a couple of days or a couple of years, depending on an animal. Like bringing in chickens, sweet little chickens, only to kill them in 40 days for an unnecessary, unsustainable, horrific for the environment, and incredibly cruel practice, incredibly cruel food is bonkers. You could just eat textured vegetable protein that is has a similar protein profile to like a chicken breast and definitely other chicken meats. We can replace incredibly easily. It's so unimaginably cruel, right?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense in that case. You know, I think a good idea that humans should like focus on is we should really care for our Earth, this planet that we're on, and
how
we
about
should drop
the
our
sentient
habits.
beings on this Earth? How about the other sentient beings, the billions of sentient beings? Should we care about them as well? God's
think
creatures,
definitely.
right?
I think definitely.
Yeah.
And even if someone is like unreligious or even atheist, I'm not. I believe in God.
Mhm.
I don't know about religion and stuff, but like no matter what, I believe in God. But like just caring about our planet and caring about the animals and the plants around us and just our environment, because like we, off of the things we humans do, like we can pollute the earth and like it will make it unsustainable for us. And then people will lean towards that, like, oh yeah, let's just go to Mars then. Like, we become a parasitic being at that point.
Okay.
French fries, can I ask you something? Do you think that it would be better to care, like, which one do you think is more important, caring about the environment first or putting the life of sentient beings first?
I'm I don't
Let me
know
ask
which
you this.
one. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Would you kill a dog to save the environment? Well, not the environment, but the environmental impact that a dog has.
If there's no other way to keep the environment like safe for everyone else, if it was definitely required to kill it, then I would kill it. If it was required and there's like it's gonna be super. If
Hey,
I don't
well,
kill
no,
it because it'll kill others, then
1-800,
yeah, I would
let me
kill it.
ask you, what are you saving the environment for, if not for the sentient beings in it?
Oh, yeah.
That's the main thing it's for. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I didn't kill that animal,
You
it
know
would
what,
lead to
what would
others
be?
being
I'm sorry
killed.
for cutting you off. You know what would be like
Yeah.
absolutely the best for the environment these days?
Huh.
Killing the entire human population. Are you gonna bite that bullet? Are you gonna kill the entire human population to save the environment?
No, but because I still have hopes that fucking us humans can change instead of being a parasitic.
Yeah. But why would you kill the
species.
dog to save the environment?
That's what I was saying. Like if there's absolutely 0% of saving the environment,
Well,
with
if
that
there is
dog alive,
0% saving the environment, would you kill the entire human population for it?
if there's absolutely 0%,
Like Thanos.
Like, I
Oh,
don't know why
shit.
you're biting this bullet. Surely we're saving the environment for us, for human beings and animals alike. Surely it can't be, well, let's save the environment while killing all sentient beings in it. What would be the point even of saving the environment for it?
yeah, I'm not leaning on that side at all. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's something to think about, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, like I'm constantly tripped out on like World War III, nuclear warfare, and just max extinction. I mean, hopefully there's still life that survives. I'm not speaking specifically about humans, but hopefully there's life that still survives after us humans do something as stupid as that.
Yeah, well, for me,
If
it's
we
like
ever
a
do.
line
Hopefully
we
we do
shouldn't cross, frankly, right? So, like, saving the environment while killing all the sentient beings that would be, like, profiting from the environment, or, like, not profiting, but benefiting from the environment, just makes no sense to me. It's a line, it's a category error. If we're killing sentient beings to save the environment becomes pointless.
That makes sense. Doesn't
Yeah.
an environment like consist of living beings?
Well, not really. It's like, well, the sentient beings are in the environment and can benefit from the environment. But like, that's what I'm saying. If you're separating the environment from the sentient beings in it, which I think we should, then killing the sentient beings to save the environment would be a category error. Would be
Postmortem,
like,
you're cutting in and out. I don't know if it's only for me.
oh shit.
I
Sorry,
don't hear
can
cutting
anybody?
in and out.
Yeah, I don't hear any cutting out.
Yeah, sorry, Chip. It's on your end, I think.
Oh, okay, I'll restart that. Yeah.
Okay. Restart Chip, trying to restart the app, the Discord app. It fucks up sometimes. All right. So, 1-800, what conclusion did we reach? Are you gonna go vegan today or tomorrow?
I feel like I should, but I feel like I'm a fucking. I cuss a lot, but I feel like I'm a POS.
Sorry?
I feel like I'm a piece of shit and might not.
Well, don't
Today.
do this. Don't beat yourself up. Be productive. Change your piece of shittery, and become
Yeah.
better. How about I
That's
give you
true, yeah.
like a resource that you can sign up for, and they'll really help you out to not be a piece of shit anymore. It's called Challenge 22, and you can sign up today. Tell them, listen, I want to go vegan. What can I do to make it easier and better? They're gonna provide you like help with dietary advice if you want, and even like specific advice for like your location. If you say, well, in my place there is a problem, blah blah blah, like that, they're gonna tell you, oh, it's not actually a problem. Like 2 minutes from you, there is a way you can like get this tofu or whatever, right? So it's incredible. It makes it much easier to do this.
Okay.
All right. Also, like, I'm gonna friend you, so if you have like questions or if you want to talk about it, like, you're welcome to DM me. My DMs are open. All right.
Thank you.
Sure. All right.
I was about to say something, but I lost my mind.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I talk a lot, and that happens.
No,
sometimes.
it's okay. Oh, I was gonna say, I think culinary arts is the art of making food, right? I
Sorry?
think so. Culinary art? Is that like the art of making food?
Yeah.
I think, like, I like the idea of like marketing and entertainment and stuff like that. Like it'd be cool if there's something revolving around culinary arts towards vegan food. Also, at the same time, like bringing in the facts about how having a vegan diet is more beneficial towards the world. That's including, you know, sentient beings and our environment all in one. And can help lead to a better progression of humanity instead of just being parasitic beings.
Yeah, again, don't beat yourself up or anything, because that's incredibly unproductive. Just be productive. Just say, well, this is a shitty thing that we're doing, and now I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Can I ask you
sometimes we
one
like...
question?
Yeah, go on. Sorry, Chip.
So how many more animals are going to be exploited and slaughtered for you until you stop?
Me?
Yeah.
Unknown, and when I think about it, it's a little like heartbreaking a little bit if I think about it, because it's an unknown idea.
Well, how many do you want? Let's start there.
I don't really want that. It's like I'm unleveled. It's like I'm thinking like in my hand, I'm thinking like, wait, this is a pig's life, but like, wait a minute, this is food that is available to me right now. Or even this is food that's given to me, or this is food that's cooked for me. Or I went to a family event or a friend's event and they have food there. And it's like I guess I'm too much of an impulsive eater at that point. And I guess the thought of this animal gets out of my mind. I'm not even thinking about that. It's more like I have yeah.
Can I challenge that a little bit? Like, say you go to a party and the people that are at
there's
that
Bello,
party
damn.
eat dogs. Would you participate
shit.
in that?
No.
No. So it seems like if it comes to dogs, you would consider them. Don't you think it would be only fair to do the same to all other animals?
I think it is fair. I think it's become more of a habitual like raising thing. Cause like ever since I was a kid, I've always eaten meat, but I've always had pet dogs. And so it's like It's just the weird thing is though, like I heard pigs are smarter than dogs, and like I try my best not to eat pigs. But I think cows are even smarter, or possibly I don't even know. But even if they're dumber, still, it's like I don't know if dumber is a word, but
Yeah. I mean, you have great values, by the way. You sound to be you sound to have good values. It's just a little bit of an issue with aligning your actions with your values. And maybe you see Postmortem posted in the chat right now a documentary. Maybe give that a watch.
whoa,
Yeah, maybe give that a watch, and it will help
gosh,
you connect a little bit with everything.
yeah, it definitely does. Huh.
You.
Yeah, that's even if I had the mindset of, there's a lot of contradictions to the idea of just going straight vegan and helping environment and sentient beings, but like if I had the idea of we can raise our own animals and kill them ourselves, like it'd be better if they were at least killed more humane than this. Like this is fucking torture.
But believe it or not, this is the most quote unquote humane way of doing it. It just any form of killing that you will see will seem extremely inhumane because it is inhumane. You're essentially taking the life of somebody, and the absurdity of it is that you're doing it for something that you don't even need. You're only doing it to, I don't know, to fulfill a habit or something, which is it's
Yeah,
kind of insane, right?
it is. Um,
I would just actually
maybe.
make the claim that it's like when you raise your own animal and you kill them, it's worse. Both psychologically for the animal, you basically betray the trust. You basically take away a good life away from them. And by the way of killing, usually I follow like a lot of homesteaders. So it's like people who have like small farms just for their consumption kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're incredibly incompetent in killing, and a lot more can go wrong. On small farms, animals could be actually tortured the most in the time of killing. But also just inherently, imagine this animal, if you treat them right and they're happy, they think of you as family, and then you betray them by killing them. It's incredibly crass. It's incredibly immoral, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it's a metaphor. I watch anime a lot, and I did. There's this one anime. It's like these kids are being raised in like an orphanage or whatever,
Mhm.
and none of them know that when they get adopted, they're really going to some type of creature that eats them, and they don't know that. But like they're living a good life. Like, whoa, this is such a cool orphanage, and like we get to learn so much stuff. We get to play around and blah blah blah. But they don't realize that they're gonna be given to someone to eat them when they get adopted. It's like kind of the same thing. Like the animal, like, oh wow, like the animal could be thinking like, wow, I'm living such a good life. This is amazing. You guys are like my family. Little does the animal know it's gonna get killed and eaten.
Yeah, exactly. And the animal did nothing wrong, basically, right? They were just born a species that we say, well, you're born this species, therefore you're not worth be having a life or something, right? Like, isn't that insane?
Yeah, yeah,
But you know what the good thing is? The good thing is that you can choose to not be part of it, right? Like throughout our history, we as humans have done horrific things to other humans and to animals, to everything. And the reality is you can choose to not be part of it. You can choose to be on the right side of history because at some point this will stop. So, yeah.
you're right. You are right. And I feel bad for all these animals that I'm looking at.
Yeah, and that's a normal reaction at the end of the day. You know, it is. We all of us felt the same way. We felt bad about it. The first thing that, like, let me tell you, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, maybe it doesn't happen everywhere. I tried, you know, bargaining in a way of saying, what if I have the animal in my backyard or something? Like, you always try to come up with some form of thing just so that you can continue participating. Well, not because it's not about necessarily what happens to animals. A lot of the times we're so desensitized that we only think about our food. But then if you make the connection, you realize that the food is about them, essentially. It is about their life. It's about them as individuals, regardless if you kill them or not. Using them as products should be wrong regardless.
Yeah, you're right.
I actually don't feel anything when I look at this. But yeah.
Well, we already reached the conclusion that you just like you are unable to like logically follow that even if you don't feel this is still wrong. So it's not even psychopathy, because psychopaths are capable, at least logically, reaching the conclusion that even if they don't have empathy, this is still wrong logically, morally. And you don't seem to have that because you beat the bullet that if you don't have empathy for some type of people, then it's okay to enslave them. So we can't, like, I don't know why would we even like talk to you? You know what I mean? You don't have the path towards anywhere moral.
I think you may be correct. Well, like, to me, like, humanity has, you know, fought for the position of being the race that, you know, determines how things go on Earth, and those animals wouldn't have done anything for us back then. Like, I mean, I guess they don't have sentience or whatever, or I don't know.
Yeah, morality is not reciprocal usually. You do stuff for other people, not because... Yeah, morality is usually not reciprocal because you do things to other people, for other people, even if they can't reciprocate the same thing. So, for instance, like mentally challenged people, we take care of them, we don't just kill them. Although they can't give us the same thing, they can't take care of us back. If you walk next to like a river or something and somebody is drowning, you literally know at that point that if they save you, if you save them, then they can't save you back because they can't swim. You do things because they are morally right or wrong, and not because there is a reciprocation there. Because a cow can't like calculate your taxes or something, doesn't mean that it's okay to fucking slaughter them.
I guess you just believe morality is like invented. It's like relative, you know, based on.
It's invented and relative, but it still can come to like conclusions that are horrific by all standards. But you don't have those standards. That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, we probably shouldn't continue talking to you. It happens. Sometimes people are just like an extra, right? Because, like, I can't even call you a psychopath because psychopaths are capable of leading themselves into a moral position through logic. You don't even do that. So.
Because I know these things happen, and I've been for like years, but I just don't care about them.
Yeah, but you see, you're in a position of privilege, aren't you? Nobody's doing this to you. You are essentially paying for others to be in this position. Others, like the individuals who have to slaughter these animals for you, and the animals who are exploited and slaughtered for you. You are in none of this position where somebody has power over you and they use their power to get the benefit from whatever it is that you can give them.
Know, I mean, if humans are distressed, and because humans are like our people or my people, then they
No. Don't refer to if humans, because you see, that's what you do. That's why you don't feel anything. That's why you can't understand anything. Is because you refer to, when it comes to your responsibility, you already all of a sudden you defer it to humans and humanity. You have responsibility for what happens. You are the individual who is paying for atrocities to happen on your behalf.
I don't think of them as atrocities, but no, I know, like.
Wait, do you think animals would consider them atrocities if they could speak?
No, I don't consider them.
So,
do you think that if animals could speak, would they see what we do to them as atrocities?
I suppose they would.
There you go. So you participate in atrocities.
Well, just because they consider it an atrocity doesn't mean I have to consider it an atrocity or do anything
No,
about
because, of course, in the same way that the people who were, who were slave owners were not considering that what they're doing is bad. In the same way that people who were not giving women's rights were not considering what they're doing as bad. Because when you're in the position of power and you are abusing your power over somebody else, if you're, you may not consider that what you're doing is wrong, but you have to consider once you consider everybody in that situation, including the victims of your choices, then you'll all of a sudden realize that it might be wrong. So that's all I'm saying. You're in a position of power. You're in a position of privilege. Nobody's abusing that. Nobody's abusing you. But if you are on the other side of it, you would stand up to us. You would stand up with us, and you would be like, no, please stop.
I suppose.
Yeah. That's why we have morality. That's why we have morality. But you see, that's the whole point of morality and logical consistency, because throughout our history, it has been proven, history has proved to us that no matter what position you think you're in, no matter how much power you think you have, at some point, all of that goes away. And at some point, you might find yourself in a position when you are being oppressed. And even if you are never going to find yourself in that position, how is it that you can think of yourself as a good person when you say, I have power, therefore I have the right to abuse my power?
I guess I think of myself as good because I'm like benefiting the people that I care about, and the things that I don't care about, I don't have to do anything towards them. And I guess like, you know, America is like rich because of, you know, like slavery and like exploited labor, right, and things like that. If it wasn't for that, then we wouldn't have been able to enjoy like a lot of the things that we enjoy now. I mean, like, kind of. So
no, that's not true. That's not true. No, a lot of, in fact, you know what? A lot of the best development that America has had, including all other countries, has not been because of slavery, but has been when we have given rights to more individuals. The more individuals there are who can exert their intellect and their opinions, and you know, they bring way more value as the individuals that they are, rather than as us seeing them as objects. But that's the thing. When you have power over somebody, it's hard to respect the others as individuals if you see them as objects. So yeah, you might just always agree with your own view because it benefits your view. But maybe it's time that if you want to get closer to the objective truth, which maybe there is no such thing as it, but if you want to get as close as you can to an objective truth, you have to see more perspectives than just your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for them.
They're just being polite, yeah. Well,
for the animals, I feel bad for. I mean, they can be really dumb, but I mean, I still feel bad. Like, I was gonna ask the question: how is like having a chicken farm but not killing the chickens, just eating their eggs? How bad is that?
I guess it's less suffering, yeah, maybe. But they could still be like stuffed in like dirty conditions, right? So it could still be considered exploitative from their point of view.
What if it was all like open range, like there was no like cramped up cages or anything like that?
So I can respond to that. Well, first thing you gotta know, first of all, let's just be clear on one thing. All this terminology of free range, biological, all of it is just for the consumer. So it's not actually, the animals don't actually get better conditions or anything. They're just, farmers just basically find the loopholes. Like just so that you know, just to put it out there, the difference between cage-free eggs and normal eggs, which theoretically are in cages, is just that there is no cage delimiter between chickens, but kind of the same amount of chickens are still cramped into the same thing. They're just not in a cage specifically.
Sorry,
so it doesn't have bars.
I think you are like kind of missing the question. So the question was like for more like backyard chickens, right? 1-800.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be. Yeah, I just wanted to be clear. Sorry, I just wanted to be clear about the terminology first of all, because I feel like a lot of the times we are lied to about the terminology. But when it comes to cage-free eggs or all the stuff, if you have in your backyard some chickens, you have to know that where you get those chickens matters, right? So in hatcheries, which is the place where we breed chickens that lay eggs, the chickens that lay eggs are a different breed than the chickens that we grow for meat. They're basically different species. And the chickens that lay eggs, we selectively bred to lay 1 egg per day. In the wild, they would normally lay 12 eggs per year, 12 to 15 eggs per year. So there's already a huge toll on their body, the fact that they lay an egg per day, right? But in hatcheries,
Beef
the place where they come
exports are
from,
booming.
what they do is, because the males, when a chicken comes out of an egg, there's a 50-50 chance that they'll either be female or male. If they're born female, they go to backyard farms, free-range farms, biological farms, or normal farms. But if they're born male, they don't produce any eggs, so they're classed as a waste product. And what they do is either they blend them up alive on an industrial macerator, or they asphyxiate them to death, or they gas them to death. Either way, so whenever you are basically buying a chicken to have in your own backyard, not only that you are perpetuating the idea that sentient beings can be property, you're also paying for this industry that creates these chickens in the first place.
I see what you're saying. So like owning a dog, is that like kind of similar, like the idea of owning an animal?
Yeah, so when you own an animal and treat them as your property, yeah, that would be bad. If you are if you have a companion animal whom you take care of as if they were your family and you think of their best interest, well, that's just fucking sweet.
So like treating a chicken, a hen, like it's your pet, like almost as if it's your pet dog.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, eating its eggs.
Well, it's the same time you're already like assuming the position of ownership and exploitation, right? When you basically keeping them so that you could eat their eggs. So if you have a pet chicken and they happen to lay an egg, and I don't know, they're like the unlikely scenario where they don't get distressed if you take the egg somehow, although they always do because they treat them like they're babies, right? When they lay eggs.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, but like if they're not distressed, if it's been a couple of days and the egg is still lying around, they haven't eaten them, they haven't sat on them or whatever, I guess you can eat this as food, but this is like an incredibly unlikely scenario because chickens, when they lay eggs, they kind of lose nutrients. So if an egg, if they don't feel motherly towards them, they're just gonna break them and eat them.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Because I was gonna make a reference for some people have a dog to herd the sheep or to help hunt with them.
Oh, that's incredibly exploitative and incredibly bad for the dog. They are all beat up. It's called LGD, so it's livestock guardian dog, and they're always bleeding and dying, getting killed for defending the animals.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch sometimes. I've seen a few LGDs again, I follow homesteaders who use this practice. They get dogs not as pets but as livestock guardians, and those animals are very loyal and they die incredibly young.
Huh, yeah, I guess that is
yeah,
really sad.
And again, it's just exploitation. You're getting somebody as a slave, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting them, you're not thinking of their best interest. Do you really think it's the best interest of an animal to fight predators? I don't think so. I think it's the best interest of a dog, chicken, anybody to just lie next to me on a carpet and be slightly fatter than usual and just like getting food 2 or 3 times a day whenever they want to eat, basically, unless it gets them obese, and then it becomes kind of not in their best interest. But like, yeah, I think that's a happy dog, not a dog or any other animal that needs to fight off predators, or that is killed when they're 40 days old, or that are exploited for eggs. And by the way, again, I follow homesteaders, and they might talk about how the chickens are like their family or whatever, but when the chickens stop producing eggs, they get slaughtered. Yeah, the backyard chickens, the family, they get slaughtered because it's not like beneficial to feed them anymore, because homesteaders look at them as if they were like living objects.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I live in Europe, and in Europe we have this standards for animal products, and biological is the highest standard theoretically. And I worked with this organization where we would go, and because as Postmortem mentioned, when they no longer lay enough eggs per day, they kill them. Also happens on biological farms. So I worked with this organization that what we did is we would buy the chickens off of the farmers when they would no longer lay eggs, so that they don't kill them, and we would get the chickens and give them to people who would give them a good life, not using them for their eggs or anything, just like keep them as pet companions, basically. Mm-hmm. So when we were there with the farmer and we said we were buying 2 chickens, and he brought us the chickens who, for the first time ever, they were gonna be free, the farmer held them by their leg in a way that broke their legs. For both of them, one of them worse than the other, but for both of them, they broke their legs. So that's how much farmers really care about their animals. They care about them as products, not as individuals. Like, because if they cared about individuals, like, you're just setting them free for the first time. Why would you break their legs?
Yeah. Well, this is definitely a good, I think, like, positive persuasion towards going vegan.
Yeah. I appreciate your candor. I appreciate your openness to this, and I appreciate your like moral consistency as well. It's incredibly rare. So thank you for coming here today and listening to us.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing this information with me.
Yeah, you're awesome, man. Just make changes.
I have to.
There you go.
And come back, by the way. Like, if you're having difficulty or something, come back here and speak to us or something. Like, we're not here to boast anything. We're here to help, and we're here to inform. So come back.
Thank you.
I eat meat.
Yeah, why?
I go to gym.
Sorry?
I go to gym.
Okay, I also go to gym. Cheap also goes to gym. You want to see Cheap's picture? Yeah. So
I have more muscle mass than you.
So, sorry?
I have more muscle mass than you.
Well, for me, for sure, I have a female body, but do you think you have more muscle mass than Chip?
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, no same.
No, I have protein.
Yeah, we also have protein. There is plant protein.
But vegan.
Yeah, it's plant protein. Protein is in plants. There is nothing special about animal products.
Just convince me don't to eat meat.
Yep.
Wait. But let's imagine the situation where it would be difficult to build muscle on a plant-based diet. It isn't. But let's imagine that it might be difficult. Do you think that justifies you taking the life of a sentient being so that you can build a little bit of more quicker extra muscle or something? Because at the end of the day, by the way, you still get to build the same amount of muscle. It's just it might be slower or faster according to you.
No, I don't know.
So if we provide evidence to you that you can actually build muscle on plant protein, are you going to change your mind?
Maybe.
Maybe. So let's go. So I'm sharing my screen. You can look at it. Let me know when you have clicked on it.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna screenshot this.
Yeah, let's go. I can send it to you as well if you want 1-800.
That would be cool if you can send stuff to me like that.
Yeah, give me a sec. Let me just finish this and then I'll tag you. So, yeah, CNA, are you watching?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm watching.
So, in protein that we get from food, there are 9 essential amino acids. And animal foods obviously have all 9 essential amino acids. But then you look at legumes, beans, lentils, peas, stuff like that. They also have all 9 essential amino acids and are incredibly similar to animal products, right? In both like the amount and of each amino acid and the amount of protein as well. Also, tofu is not here. Tofu would like blow this out of proportion. Grains, pasta, all have all 9 essential amino acids. Nuts have all 9 essential amino acids. Surely vegetables and fruit don't have 9 essential amino acids. Oh, but they do. Both vegetables, including kale, have all 9 essential amino acids, and fruit have all 9 essential amino acids, and also mushrooms. Now we have research. We gave, there are 2 groups of people, one eating an omnivorous diet and taking like an omnivorous, like a whey protein supplement. Another is on a vegan diet and taking a vegan supplement. And then they lift weights, right? So a high protein, 1.6 grams per kilogram per day of body mass, exclusively plant-based diet, right? Right. It says what they ate, is not different than protein-matched mixed diet. So both plant foods and animal foods and whey supplementation in supporting muscle strength and mass accrual. I think they mean like man's growth, suggesting that protein source does not affect resistance training, right? So you can be vegan and resistance train. In elderly, right, we now have a lot of research that elderly need protein to like not become more emaciated and stuff like that. So they took 2 groups. One of them ate an omnivorous diet, another ate the plant-based diet. So a well-balanced vegan diet, providing a variety of plant-based protein sources, does not compromise daily NPS rates of elderly people. So the same. Now this study is actually funny because it was funded by like I think American Cattle Association or something like that. So basically they really wanted to prove that animal protein is better than plant protein, and they put 3 groups. It doesn't say this here, but I can give you a link to this as well and you can check it out later. 3 groups. One of them ate animal protein, I think it was beef. The other one ate like complete plant protein, what they define as complete, so all 9 essential amino acids and lots of them. And the other one was basically just white bread, something that is considered incomplete plant protein because it has like little of leucine or lysine, I don't know, one of them, right? All 3 groups build muscle very well. So isonitrogenous meals containing a moderate serving of total protein from foods, providing a complete, complementary, or incomplete essential amino acid profiles, do not differentially stimulate muscle protein synthesis. So there is no difference. You can eat like absolute shit, but if you get enough protein, even if it's incomplete protein, you're gonna build muscle on it. This as well, another meat-supported research, they were really trying to get to the point that animal protein is just better. And the result was there is the anabolic action of animal versus vegan dietary patterns are similar. There is absolutely like no difference between them. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question that
Sure.
plants are alive or not?
They are alive, they are not sentient, therefore they are not morally worthy of our consideration.
But we're killing them.
Sorry?
If they're alive.
Yeah, they're alive, they're not sentient. So sentience is, if you're still looking at my share screen, so sentience is when you have like a central nervous system. So when you have a bunch of nerves, like the ability to touch, the ability to see, the ability to hear, smell, all that stuff. And like if you put your hands in the fire, your brain like is gonna, your nervous system sends that signal to your brain. Your brain starts screaming at you. What are you doing? You're hurting yourself, right? And you pull your hand back. That's sentience. That's the ability to experience the life around you and react to it. Animals have it, plants don't. Most animals have it, some animals don't. But like vertebrates, arthropods, cephalopods, all of those animals have this sentience, this ability to experience life and react to it incredibly fast. And just plants don't. They just are incapable of it.
If you cut a plant, okay, the plants feel that.
No,
That
they
you were
don't.
cutting them.
No, they don't.
No, they absolutely feel that.
How did you reach that conclusion? Can you tell me, please?
Okay, let me show you a
Sure.
document.
Well, it doesn't even matter. Somebody, Lord Putin said, plants don't bleed. Even if they're bled, if they don't have a central
bleed.
nervous system,
I didn't say
they don't
they
feel it.
bleed.
No, I know. I'm answering somebody in the chat. It's Lord Putin made the claim. Plants don't bleed. Yeah, that's true, but that's not part of sentience. Even if a creature, like a being or whatever, however you call it, bleeds, if they don't have a central nervous system, they can't experience it. So it doesn't matter if they bleed or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what should I do right now?
You should go vegan. You should stop paying for exploitation and killing of animals. And if you do it yourself, you should stop doing it directly. That means that you adopt a plant-based diet with a proper supplementation. That means taking at least B12 and D, vitamin D3, vegan vitamin D3, if you should be able to find that. And best practice, in my opinion, is just taking a multi-supplement, at least at first. Don't forget to eat protein. So plant proteins are in, let me show you again, in legumes, beans.
Is there any difference between plant protein and what do you call that, meat? And
we just went through this. I talked for a really long time, so we have a lot of
Yeah,
research that
there
there
is-
is no difference between them.
Okay.
In
There's
the
no
end, when you
difference.
eat them, if you eat enough protein, there is no difference between them. You can build muscle, you can be healthy. Just eat a variety of foods. Prioritize, because you want to grow muscle, prioritize plant protein. So eat more legumes, beans, lentils, peas, tofu, textured vegetable protein, seitan. And in your other aspects of life, stop buying leather, stop buying silk, stop going to zoos, because all of that is exploitation of animals. And generally speaking, right, in your mind, just start considering animals as not objects, as actual sentient beings that are worthy of our consideration, that are worthy enough for us to not breed, exploit, torture, and kill them for unnecessary stuff.
Okay. I heard somewhere the Muslims they have a festival called Idul Adha. So they kill they sacrifice an animal for the ritual.
Yeah.
Like every year.
Yeah.
And
what do I think about it? Is the question?
What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's a horrific practice. It's like an absolute horrendous thing to do. Taking a sentient animal and killing them because it's a tradition, right? They don't have to do it. They can do it without slaughtering an animal. They can just like thank God by giving something of their own, of their money, to the poor, or sacrifice it to Allah or whatever. And they choose to take a sentient being and sacrificing them, which is an oxymoron. Sacrifice can only come from you. And those animals do not consent. They cannot mentally consent to being killed for a god they probably don't know exists and don't believe in.
Okay, there is a thing in Islam that if you want to sacrifice, you can. If you don't, you don't. There is no you call what?
Exactly. So it becomes incredibly unnecessary, which makes it
It's
incredibly
not
cruel
necessary.
and
Yeah,
immoral.
too much.
Yeah.
And in also this in Islam mythology, this said the cow or the animal was killed, he will be in heaven in future. Like, yeah, that's it.
Sorry, I know the opposite. The opposite is if you spare an animal's life, if you help an animal, then you get to heaven, right?
No, like the animal will be in heaven.
Well, I don't think they care about it. I think they care about their mortal lives.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say Islam says and just
Yeah, I
give
don't know about that
give.
as well. So can you tell us, Dali, if that's true or not?
No, give explanation or reference. Not say that or go to heaven. It's not easy like that.
Yeah.
And but I know really I don't have a reference for now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
Ali,
but
you
what I know
Muslim?
is yes. But what I know is Islam in many lines in Quran Kareem. He says to respect animals, and he says that when killing crow or something like that or eat, it's not haram. It's not haram. It's
Yeah,
not
it's not
haram.
haram, but it's not mandatory either. And if you
Yeah,
capable
it's not
like of
mandatory.
if you are
But with
able,
moderation. With moderation, I think.
well, it
It's
doesn't
not.
matter if moderation or not. Like if you kill an animal, you killed that animal. They don't care if you do it not often to other people. They're an individual. They care about their lives. Yeah. You don't have to do this. That's the point. Nowhere in the Quran does it say you have to kill animals. It like permits you. And it permits you in the context of like whenever it was written, I think the 14th century or something like that, right? Back then, there was not like, could have been that there was not a choice, maybe, rather than just like killing animals so that you can actually survive. Today, survival without killing animals is incredibly easy. And if we're looking at like a global population, it actually impedes our survival as human species to exploit and slaughter animals on the scale that we do and on any scale, frankly. It just impedes our progression as humans.
It's really I didn't understand you a lot because I didn't have a big knowledge in English. But I understand something.
So maybe I can say it simply. So in Islam, you don't have to kill an animal, right?
Yes, I understand that. You said that you
Not
said in
mandatory.
Islam you don't have to kill the animals. You don't have to, but it let you. With some.
It allows you. It allows you to kill animals in the context of when the Quran and Hadith were written. Back then, it could be that you needed to kill animals. Today, 21st century, you don't need to. And when you don't need to, it becomes immoral.
Yes, I understand.
Is it illegal?
So, if when we come in my country, for example, where I live in, for example, in Tunisia, when they someone who sell meat, so he sell meat, when he kill the crow or mouton.
Yeah.
I didn't the name.
Sheep.
Like crow. Ship, yes, yes, ship. He says some religion thing. He says Bismillah. He says Bismillah when he get. So and what I know is that is prohibited to kill dogs or cats. For just the meat is allows you with
Without any reason,
moderation.
you
That's
can't
what I know.
kill any animal.
It's just, but like post-mortem says, we know the
We cannot
we
choose.
can live
Yeah, we can live without.
we can live without killing them. Without
Yeah.
we can live without killing them. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, do you think,
Sorry.
let's say there is a world around us, that in two worlds, and you can choose just one. In one world, we kill and exploit animals for when we don't need to, and in the other world, we don't kill and exploit animals because we don't need to. Which world is better?
Yes, for sure.
From the
I think
Islamic
the-
thinking and everything, is always the
No, no,
second world.
Yeah. So I think we should be vegan.
no,
I think
the second.
Muslims should be
Second,
vegan.
no,
And,
I think
but you can't change
not
that.
about
Yeah, you
abstraction,
can.
for abstraction, without thinking as Muslim or something like that. Just the second one, and like a Muslim, I sure the second one. Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. I think Muslims should choose to be vegan. Right?
Should
So-
choose.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Yeah, they must be vegan. I agree with that. Yeah.
It's on their personal matter.
So Dali, why not?
Like,
It's
you can do everything.
so it's
Islam is the
it's
most
hard.
chill
It's hard.
I've seen
It's hard to
religion.
It's hard to
It's
convince.
the most chill
to con-
religion.
Sorry, can
hard to
just
convince
Dali
people,
talk for us 1 second? Go on, Dali.
Yeah, no problem. My bad.
Thanks. It's hard to convince people to.
No,
Who
hold
don't
on,
eat,
hold on. So
don't eat
here's the
meat
thing,
Don't
Dali.
eat for. Okay.
So here is the thing. I'm not talking to other people right now. I'm talking to you. You think that the world where we don't exploit and kill animals when we don't need to is a good world, is a better world than the world that we right now live in. So do you know how we change the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
But
By taking our
there is.
Hold on, Dali. So we change the world
Okay.
by doing it ourselves first, and then whoever does it are changing the world. Now, you also, once you change yourself, you can try to convince the people around you, the way you are convinced right now, to also change, and that's how the world changes. That's how we changed everything. Some people stood up, took responsibility, said what we've been doing up till now was immoral, and now we should be more moral. We have the choice to be more moral. But it requires some people to stand up and do what's right. Yeah?
Such a good words and a good ideas, but I think even for myself, it's hard to apply it. Yeah, but it's a good ideas.
What
And
do
this
you think?
in this world,
What do you think would be hard to apply?
Yeah, like when you say it's hard to apply, are you taking into consideration the victims of your choices?
I didn't understand.
So
my
let's
friend.
put it this way: when you consume an animal product, are there victims?
The animals are victims.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the question is, in this action that you're doing that is creating victims, is it harder for you to stop or harder for the victims?
It's hard. It's hard, for example, to stop. For example, buying meat.
You know
It's
what
hard.
you just do? You just buy other stuff. But
Yeah.
Chip is asking, what is harder? For you to just buy other things? Or for animals who are slaughtered for the things that you keep buying?
The second one.
You
Yeah,
think
so
it's...
then
Yeah, okay.
so then don't you think you should consider them more, given that it's harder for them and they don't have a choice? Like you have a choice, don't you? You can make different choices. And whenever you make this choice that where you create victims, you're restricting the victim's choice to, live.
Yeah. But for my example, for my mind, no, there is a lot of other topics that are more important than animals. There so children and victims are killing every day in Gaza.
Wait.
So what?
No. This is a classic derailing, right? Because you're saying there's other things to care about in this world. Sure, you can care about other things, but when you make this choice, whatever it is, when you're buying food or clothing, you are making choices for yourself. I'm assuming nobody's forcing you to make these choices. So when you make these choices, you can always just choose to not support this oppression. We're not telling you fight for the animal rights. That would be cool. We're telling you stop oppressing animals.
It means oppression.
Oppressing means being cruel and unjust.
Is that buying meat? Is that is being crucial? So
I mean, it is cruel, right? Like if somebody, let's put it this way, if somebody bought a product and whenever they buy that product, somebody comes and stabs you, would that be cruel towards you?
Itu udah break tapi ini
yes.
May I say something?
Yeah.
For reality, I didn't understand. I know it, but something. So I can't. When you explain me.
Okay. Well,
so
Darjay for Josh. Let me put it this way. You said there's
just put example. Just speak sample words, please. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just
So
to
you
understand you.
Yeah. So you have a problem with children dying in Gaza, right?
Yes, big problem, really.
Okay.
That's,
Okay. Well, let me put it this way. If I were to be paying for children to die in Gaza and I had an alternative to not do that, wouldn't you tell me, please stop?
Yes, I tell you.
Yeah, so we are in a position right now where we're telling you you're paying for animal children to be killed for you. Please stop.
Okay. so a good phrase.
Yeah.
I think I can. I think I can.
I think you can too. Like I think if you care about a little bit of fairness, you can definitely do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I said something.
Just last phrase. But when I have this decision, that's not affect when the others do it. That do the opposite. So you understand me?
Yeah. It may not, but just like how you said, like if I am paying for children to be killed and you give me and you tell me stop, like sure, others might be doing it also, hence why we're here talking to other people, trying to get as many people to stop as possible. But you as an individual could still make changes and make the life different for some animals. Not all of them, but some of them.
Yes. Here in my country, the just sheep and crows, and there are some little bit animals that are being killed and for selling.
I mean, yeah, it's so like there's 80 billion, so there's 8 billion people on this planet. If
Hello?
somebody chooses if somebody chooses to not oppress you, or if somebody chooses to oppress you, let's put it this way, if somebody chooses to take your life out of 8 billion people, it makes absolutely no difference to the whole population, but it makes all the difference to you. So when you choose to stop paying for animals to be killed for you, it may not make a difference in the whole number of animals, but it makes a huge difference for the animals that you chose to not get killed for you.
Yes. Definitely, I agree with you, bro. Thank you.
Dali, can I give you like a site that you can go to, and they can help you out with all like the practical problems of applying your ethics? Are you open for that? Yeah.
Yes, I very open.
Okay.
For sure.
Very good. They can help you specifically to where you live as well. So they can tell you where to buy like plant-based protein and stuff like that, and what you should prioritize and things like that. And I think like it's easy. Some things are easier than others, right? So not buying leather, that would be incredibly easy, right?
Right.
Yeah, you just
Thank
buy
you. Thank
other
you.
clothing, made out of not leather, not skin. Right?
Yes.
Not going to zoos.
That are...
Also incredibly easy, right?
Okay.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So the biggest thing you need to change is what food you buy. So just do that.
So it's not would they don't have many challenges when choosing food. I just eat. I don't have problems.
Well, you don't have problems,
So it's
but
easy
the
for me.
animals you eat have
Yes.
problems, right?
Yes, it's no. It's I mean that I can don't eating meat.
Yeah.
I can just like that.
Hello guys.
Yeah.
Are
Other
you
animal
vegan?
products too are incredibly cruel. So no eggs, no honey, no milk or any dairy. So no cheese.
I think honey is not vegan.
Yeah, honey
It's
isn't
like,
vegan.
sorry, honey is vegan.
Some people think so.
Vegan.
It kind of depends if bees are sentient or not. I think bees are sentient, so we should consider them and not exploit them.
It comes from the flowers.
No, well, it comes from bees who take the pollen from the flowers, and then they make food for themselves, and then we take that food away from them. That's exploitation.
Yeah. They have a hard liver, no? They have worked to collect the pollen.
Sorry?
Bees have been worked to collect the pollen.
Yeah. Then they collect that pollen,
flower.
and then they make food for themselves, and then we take that away from them. That's exploitation.
Yeah, they're made, as you say, bees are made to make food for themselves, not for us.
They collect themselves for the winter, because at the winter there is no such a flower.
Exactly.
In compared to summer. Hey, are you all vegan?
Yeah, are you vegan?
ولا نحسن شوية.
No.
Okay, as I'm from Bangladesh. Okay, listen, there is a lot of food based on vegetables.
And what about Semaili? Are you vegan?
Oh.
No, I'm eating crow momos.
You are eating crow momos? What the?
Just grow momos.
So disgusting, yeah.
I know
With
that
extra spices.
people uses pesticides to plant, like
Mm-hmm.
No, crow
produce
do not
plant-based
eat plant.
foods.
It animals.
Pesticides.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
can
yeah.
we hold on? Kalu and Ismail. Sorry about butchering the names.
Family.
Samali. Okay.
Kalu Maya.
Can we talk to CNA
Kalu
for a
Maya.
second before you if you guys want to talk between yourselves, maybe go to a different channel. We here talk about veganism. So SNA, you asked the question. Can you ask it again, please?
So
Are you
Yeah,
offended?
in my country, there are a lot of vegan foods are produced.
Yeah.
From Bangladesh.
Mhm.
So they use pesticides.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
they
to
Kalu,
they use
I
pesticides.
really fucking asked you to, if you want to join a conversation, then wait for it. We're gonna talk to CNA, and then we can
Go
talk
in
to you,
private.
okay?
Why are you here in a group if you want to talk one
Guys,
on one?
if you want to talk between yourselves, just go to a different channel. Here we have conversation that are specific.
We are talking to all people, but we are talking to only one people. So go in a private room.
bro.
No, no,
Just let me say
let
something,
him.
Okay,
man.
vote
Yeah, let
for
him
me.
complete.
Vote for me. Who is with me?
No, let him complete. CNA, go on.
Okay. So people uses pesticides to save the crops and other things.
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
this world, if
Can you please give a point? Can you make a point, please? Like an argument?
no, listen. In this world, if everyone start eating vegan, like plant-based foods, you said that.
Mhm.
So if we eat that,
Mhm.
so we have to use more pesticides to save.
And how did you
crops.
reach that conclusion that we're gonna have to make more pesticides, use more pesticides?
If we don't eat any animal, they will be eating our crops.
Wait. 1 point at a time. So first of all, you said that if everybody in the whole world would turn vegan, we would be using more pesticide. Are you open to the idea that you might be wrong on this one?
No.
No?
So you're not open that you might be wrong?
I'm not wrong about this. I didn't think
If
so.
I prove to you that you are you open to changing your mind, though?
I'm here to change my mind.
Yeah. So I'm screen sharing on my screen. You can look at this. They checked 8 types of food and counted the amount of animals that are killed both by pesticide use and directly by killing the animal for each food. So chicken is responsible, chicken meat, right, is responsible for the most animals killed for the production of chicken meat because chickens eat the most amount of crops. So some of the crops for which pesticides were used, a lot of the crops go to feed the chickens, and then we eat the chickens. So a huge amount of animals die for chickens, for chicken meat. A huge amount of animals, but less, about a little less than half, is killed for egg production, so chickens who produce eggs. A little less than that is used for, a little less than that is killed for beef, a little less than that is killed for pork, and a little less than that is killed for milk. And then you look at vegetables, fruits, and grains. The least amount of animals are killed for vegetables, fruits, and grains. So if you care about how many animals die for our food, then you should adopt a plant-based diet. But it gets worse than that because so I yesterday, I think, or the day before, talked to somebody who raises they grow I think some kind of a fruit or something like that, and they use pesticides. And I asked them, right, they're farmer, horticulturist, and asked them, do you have any choice but using pesticides? In other words, do you have any way to deter the wild animals that are coming to eat your crops? Do you have any other way to deter those animals from eating your crops and like basically like destroying the food for humanity? And they said no. So our contention with eating animal products is that it's killing the most sentient animals, and it's not necessary. When it is necessary, it becomes somewhat justifiable to kill even sentient animals, even to kill humans. If there were humans that, no matter what you do, are coming and completely destroying all of your crops, as a farmer, you have a duty to feed people, right? And if your crops are destroyed, it's basically famine. It's going to kill people. So as a farmer, you have to protect crops. It's a matter of national security, food security, and the betterment of humankind. If you have any other way, you should take that way. If you don't have any other way, then you it's justifiable to resort to killing. Understand?
Okay. There are other ways, like using electric fences.
Wait. Pesticides are for insects. Electric fences will not stop insects. You know that, right?
Listen, if there are other ways, I'm all for it. I don't like that animals are killed for food production. I hate it, right? That's why I'm vegan. My diet, as you can see clearly, kills the least amount of pesticide, like insects and stuff like that, right? So field mice and all that things, all of those sentient creatures. If there was a chance that I would kill 0 animals throughout my lifetime, I would choose that option. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist at this point. The only way to create that world is if we stopped purposefully breeding, exploiting, and killing the most amount of animals for unnecessary food. And then we could reduce our production of crops, because animals are fed crops. We can reduce the amount of crops that we feed to animals. And then maybe when the fields are smaller, maybe we can do something. Maybe we can put like huge, gigantic nets on top of it. Right? I'm making shit up. I don't know if that would help. But right now...
That will be costly.
Sorry?
That will be costly.
Well, it would be costly the way we grow crops right now to feed the animals. But again, I'm just like throwing a solution that might be not viable, right? But right now, it's completely impossible to do anything about it. First, because farmers don't give a shit about animals. And second, because they produce crops to feed the animals.
Well, I have a question, CNA. Do you think that if a farmer were vegan, do you think they would consider using as little pesticide or harming as little animals as possible?
He will die. In 2 days, he will die.
I asked the question, do you
because
think...
of financial crisis. And what are you people? Do you even have brain? What is this question? Ki you should have vegan. Have you done agriculture before? Both of you, post-mortem and the chip guy.
Yes.
What kind of ways to talk
Have you done agriculture before? What you harvested?
Why would that matter? So why would whether I have done agriculture or not matter when I have empirical
evidence? It gives you the sensitivity and it allows you to speak in an AC room.
Stop.
It allows you to sit in an AC room and then speak on the vegan things in our world. Okay. You are those people who are in an AC room and throwing garbage on the...
Everybody quiet. I'm going to start kicking people out. Seriously. Hey, I'm going to start moderating. Val, quiet for a second.
Du kannst dir den Teufel aussuchen.
Val, quiet, please. I'm going to start moderating. Samael, can you please make your point succinctly?
Ja, genau, dann würde ich vorschlagen, dass du das mal machst.
Ask Kalumaya.
Val, can you mute yourself? We can hear you like talking to somebody else. Val? Okay, Samael, can you make your point succinctly, please?
Have you done harvesting before? Yes or no?
Yes.
You have done harvesting, right? What you harvested?
A few potatoes from my porch.
Potatoes, beans.
And you didn't spread insecticides on it.
No, because it was just like 1 meal worth of potatoes. I didn't spray any insecticides. It's on my porch.
So
And my porch. Hold on.
Yes,
It's on
yes,
my
I
porch.
understood you.
Hold on.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, you asked the question. So my porch is on in the winter. It's like closed by plastic. So I close the plastic so no insects can come in. And in the summer I put nets on. So there are some insects that end up here because they come from the front door or something, or I don't know, like hatch from eggs or something like that. But like I didn't spray anything. But I could only produce like 1 meal worth of potatoes on my porch. That's all I could produce. So.
Yes,
I have a question.
And you used it for yourself, right?
Sorry?
I have a question.
And you used it for yourself.
Yeah, but it's like for one
What if-
meal,
what-
one food
Okay,
meal.
okay.
When
Okay,
you
what
do
what
it,
if you have to sell it?
yeah. So when
What
you
will
do
you
it,
do?
so oh my god, when you do it on a large scale, what I did for my 1 meal potatoes is impossible. You basically have no choice, and I talked to enough farmers to say this at this point. You have no choice. If you don't spray pesticides, they're gonna eat everything, and then people are gonna starve. Animals are gonna starve. Everybody's gonna starve.
Yes.
Yeah, what even is the point?
Yes.
Wait a minute. We all have to eat. We acknowledge that we have to eat something, right? We acknowledge that when we eat something, unintentionally, we might create some harm. We would do our best to not create any harm, right? But you do realize that you create monumentally less harm when you're consuming plants than when you're consuming animal products, number one. And number two, when you're consuming animal products, you are essentially treating sentient beings, animals, like objects, which is what we're here talking about. Do you think that animals should be treated like objects?
Okay. So now the conversation is jumped from the insects and it is on the animals. Okay, let's talk
Do
about the
you
animals.
think animals should be
military.
treated like objects? I asked you a
Yeah,
question.
okay.
Do you think
Listen to
animals
me.
should be
I'm
treated
not
like
about.
objects?
Yes.
Dude,
I'm
your
not.
Indian shit is so intelligent.
I asked you a
What?
question. Can you please answer the question? Do you think animals should be treated like objects?
1 second. I am answering you.
Do
The
you think
military thing.
poisoning animal is good?
I will
you
ask
let
the
him
question
answer?
again.
Yeah, I'm
You-
questioning that cheap guy.
We're not talking to you. Can you let him answer, Kalu?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Jesus
Okay,
fucking
can you
Christ.
repeat your question? No, okay. I am asking a question to answer your question. Okay. It's
Okay.
like a
Do you
counter
think
question type.
do you think that animals
Hmm.
should be treated like objects?
Animals are not objects. Of course, they have lives, but it depends on us how we see them. It's if you see in humans, even I am talking about the humans, all are not equals. So how can we took animals equals like us? How can we see the animals as us if we cannot say
When did
equal
I
all
say
people?
wait. When did I say
Hmm.
that animals should be treated equally to us? All I said is
If
don't
you
treat
cannot kill them,
animals
you
as
cannot
objects.
hurt them, you cannot breed them. I think these all laws are applied to
So
humans.
wait. So for you, it's so difficult for you to not kill an animal? Really? Is it that difficult for you to not pay for an animal to get exploited and slaughtered?
No. It's not difficult for me, but it's difficult for you to slaughter an animal. You have a sensitive heart which cannot allow your. Okay, ask a question.
No.
Can you kill a
Wait.
piglet? Can you kill a child pig?
Let me be clear over here. I can kill animals, and I
Hmm.
assume I may also be I'm able to kill humans, although I think I would be traumatized by either. But just because I can do something doesn't mean I should do something, right?
Yes. It depends on the need.
No. It doesn't depend on anything. If there is a victim involved and I can choose otherwise, how can I ever morally justify creating a victim? Please tell me how, if you were in the position of a victim and somebody made a choice so that you become a victim of their choices, how is that fair towards you?
If one is okay, my English is not that good, so I have no all words to explain my point. Okay, I'm trying to what should I say? Once again, I'm trying to teach you, okay, what I'm trying to say. Okay, listen to me. What if a military man eats a beef or a cow or a dog or a snake on a mission? What will you say?
Does that person have a choice?
No other choice.
So if a human being is in a situation where they would have to eat an animal or die, then obviously they would not be acting immorally. But if a human being were in a situation where they would have to eat another human being or die, they would also not be acting immorally if they would do so. That doesn't mean that the human being has the right to go around killing other humans.
Right. You are right.
Maybe that could
So we
happen.
can say that veganism and vegan is nothing, because it depends on our need. If it depends on our need what we have. If you do not have anything to eat, rather than a pig or a dog or any animal or insect and anything else, so what will you do?
Now, first of all, veganism is not a diet. Do you
Would you
understand
see
that?
your child dying? Would you see your wife dying? Would you see your father and mother and yourself dying?
First of all, you got to stop with that, because that is not the situation. If you have access to a supermarket, which most people on this planet do, if you have access to a supermarket, you will
But I
not
do not have
die.
access to protein. My partners are not giving
Do
me
you have
access to
access to a
protein.
supermarket?
What should I do?
Do you have access to a supermarket?
Hey.
That cheap guy, yes.
Yes, you do have access to a supermarket. So you do have access to lentils, beans, chickpeas, don't you?
Do you know how expensive these are?
You think
they are
beans
the
are more
cheapest things in
expensive
the
than beef?
supermarket.
Do you go in supermarket to buy these groceries?
Yes, they're the cheapest thing everywhere I've been on this planet.
Smiley,
the
where do you
cheapest.
live?
Within which country you are, brother? I think if these chips, if legumes and what
Where
are you
do you
saying, beans
live?
are
Where
these
do you
cheap?
live?
Who is disturbing?
Where do you live? I want to find out if beans are really more expensive than beef where you live.
Let's fact check
beans
your
are you talking about
your
first? Okay.
thing. Let's fact check your
What
statement.
beans are you talking about? Okay, what beans are you talking about?
Chickpeas?
Legumes?
Chickpeas?
Chickpeas, lentils.
Black beans?
Yeah.
Black beans? What is
Red
this?
beans, white beans, whatever you
Red
have.
beans, white beans, whatever you have. Yeah. So where do you live?
Okay, so beans are different from legumes.
Beans are legumes by definition, but where do you live?
So legumes are not that cheap.
Yeah, can
What
you
are you
tell
talking
us
about?
where you live so we can fact check you that in fact
In
beans
India.
are more
I
expensive
live in
than
India.
beef where you are?
Okay, in
I live
India.
in- I live
Wow.
in-
So are you
country,
saying that
okay.
in India, dal is not cheap?
Yes, dal is not cheap here.
Nah, you're lying, man. I've been to India. I've been
No,
to
no, no.
like
I understood. Okay. In our country, dal is not cheap, but I think in your country, the normal groceries are very expensive. So you are thinking that dal is
no
on an average rate, but India,
Are you saying
all
wait,
other
wait,
things
wait?
are very cheap.
Are you saying dal is more expensive than meat?
Oh man, and
But it provides more protein than this. If I
So there you go.
if
So
I
you
try
can
to
get
complete
protein.
my
That
protein, okay,
wasn't the
listen to me.
question,
If
was
I
it?
try to
The
complete
question
my
was whether
protein
you can get
with
protein or not. And you can get
they have more
protein.
income.
If I have to only if I eat meat only for taste, I will not eat it, of course. But what if I need it? What can I
Well,
do
you
then?
don't. I'm a certified nutritionist. You don't need animal products. Everything that you think you can get that you get from animal products, you
What
can
about
get from
vitamin D?
plant-based products. What about vitamin
What
D?
about vitamin D?
Vitamin D you get from
Yes.
the sun.
Yes. And how much time I have to sit in the sun?
I mean, it depends on how
20
much
minutes a
skin
day, I think.
exposure and everything. Do you think animal products are rich in vitamin D? Vitamin D is assimilated from the sun mostly.
No, it is extracted from the animals in the form of pills.
No, there is very little fucking vitamin D in animal products.
Yeah, that's such a ridiculous
They
statement.
extract it from the animals.
No,
pills.
there's very little fucking what's its
So
name?
what do you think
Vitamin
they
D in
extracted
animal
from the
products.
sun to make tablets?
Yeah,
I'm
you
just like, What even is your point at this point, right? Because you know you can get vitamin D, you know you can get all the other nutrients on a plant-based diet. You're just nowadays now you're just trying to deflect and say, well, it's a little bit from here, it's a little bit from that.
I think his original point was the price, but then you guys didn't accept it, and he didn't want to give up.
But that's not true. But it's not true.
But here's the thing. He lives there. We cannot go there unless you want to take a flight tomorrow and double check.
Yeah, no, we can just go to like the rates of beans on a fucking line, and we can see that a kilogram of beans costs like 90 rupees.
The average rate, absolutely, you can do that, but you are not.
Yes, around 100 to 90 rupees. But other groceries are around 20 to 10 rupees.
Sorry?
So I think it's double. It's 10 times expensive.
So beef, you think, is like more less expensive per kilogram than beans? Please provide evidence for it.
He's not saying he thinks. He's saying that is the price that he has to pay.
Now, if I have to, I do not eat meat. Okay, I haven't eaten in my life, but I do not agree with the idea of veganism or pure vegetarian. I think it depends on our need.
No. So wait, because you don't agree with the idea that we should not exploit animals if we don't need to?
No. I personally do not agree with your idea. But you have an idea.
No. That's my idea. Do you agree that animals should not be exploited if we don't need to?
Yes, if we do not need.
Okay, so there you go. You agree with veganism. That's it. You agree with veganism. Veganism means rejecting animal exploitation as much as it's possible and practicable.
I drink milk, I eat egg, but I do not eat beef.
You are now telling us the things that you do in a conversation about what you should do. So that's the wrong thing to do. I can say, oh, I eat dogs, I eat dog testicles. I can say all of those things. It doesn't mean that it's moral for me to do.
What?
What are you saying?
Do you understand the difference between you doing something and you should be doing something?
So, instead of laughing, if you can look at my screen, please. So on my screen, I'm showing...
Your words are like a puzzle, no?
So,
his voice was amazing.
Kalu, guys, please, first of all, speak in English. And second of all, so if we are having a conversation, for instance, hypothetically, of whether or not it's moral to rape women, do you think then saying, well, I do rape women, is the right thing to address in that conversation? Or should we continue talking about whether or not it's like detrimental to women to rape them?
If woman is like you, then even if I want, I will not.
So you proposing that if somebody is like me, then it's okay to rape them?
Even if I want, I will not.
Wow, dude, that wasn't even the question. Do you understand what the question was?
She asked that.
No. We didn't ask if you're a misogynistic asshole. We already know you're a misogynistic asshole. We asked whether it's okay to be a misogynistic asshole or not. So just because you can be a misogynistic asshole, do you think it's the right thing to do? Do you think it's the right thing to be a misogynistic asshole?
First, tell me the definition of misogynistic.
It means you hate women.
What is that? Oh, discrimination.
Yeah, it's discrimination based on gender. Yeah, specifically based on if somebody's a woman or not.
It is illegal.
But if I do not do this, but if someone is doing on himself or herself, then what can I do?
You cannot participate in rape yourself.
Myself that I am a man, would you do this to me if I am that? And then what? Am I misogynistic at the person who is asking question that is misogynistic?
Guys, none of this fucking matters. We are talking about morality.
We're talking about...
When we're talking about... Smiley, when we're talking about the morality of whether or not it's okay to rape women, saying, well, I wouldn't rape you, is the wrong thing to say in a conversation.
Sorry. I'm answering a question now. Okay, I'm answering a question.
It was more expensive.
I will do what is necessary. Okay, I will do in any situation, I will do what is necessary.
Okay, let's test this.
It doesn't matter what the work is.
Okay, is it necessary for you to drink the milk of an animal?
Yes.
What would happen if you don't drink the milk
It's
of an
our
animal?
day-to-day life.
No. What would happen if you don't drink the milk of an animal?
We will
Nothing.
get skinny. Skinny.
You can't get
I will
calories
get
from
skinny,
other
yes.
sources?
Yes, I can get. So what should I do? I leave all my work and start doing the dieting plan?
No, so you see, it is not necessary for you to drink the milk of other animals. You just lie
So
to
what should I
yourself
do
and
for
say that.
calcium?
Wait.
Because milk is
Before we tackle all that. No.
milk is
Wait.
easy to get and affordable, no?
Yes,
We can
yes, and
tackle all of this
very
ridiculousness.
affordable.
So before we tackle all of this ridiculousness, we have to tackle first whether it's necessary or not. Not what would you do otherwise, right? You can get calories from other sources. My question to you, is it necessary?
is a hard-
necessary? It's not if it's a habit. I'm asking if it's necessary.
In my house, there is milk and nothing
Is it
than that.
necessary for is it necessary for you to
for
put
me.
that
It
milk
is
in your
necessary
mouth
for me
hole?
to drink that milk.
Is it necessary for you to drink milk?
Yes.
Is it necessary? I'm asking you, boy. Is it necessary to wear luxurious clothes? You can wear
Listen,
old clothes,
this
no?
isn't the
Why you are
question.
buying?
This isn't the question.
Why you are
Smiley,
buying the new clothes?
Carlo, we're not talking to you. Smiley, I was talking to you. So is it necessary to drink milk?
Yes, for me, yes.
What would happen if you don't drink milk? If it's necessary, tell me what would happen if you don't drink milk.
We get skinny.
It will not happen even if I do not eat. I will just die in 2 or 3 months.
So if you don't drink milk, you will die in 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
Even if I do not eat anything, I will die in 2 or 3 months.
I
What?
didn't say
why am I
anything.
eating?
I said milk specifically, okay? Because you said milk. So let me see.
Yes.
Let me get this straight. If you all of the sudden had developed an allergy for milk and you can no longer drink milk, you will die.
Okay. So then I will find other
No,
options.
answer
But
the
then I
question.
have to do hard work for that.
Before you go
so you
on,
can find
just
other
answer the
options.
question.
But it's hard to get.
Will
wait,
you
so you
or
can
will you
find other
not
options.
die if you don't drink milk?
If drink milk, he won't die. Physically, he drink milk.
Everybody be quiet. Please let
cheap
Smiley
guy
answer.
is making.
Carlo, be
Cheap
quiet.
guy is making.
This is my last
Carlo,
warning.
you
Be
gotta be
quiet. We're talking to Smiley. Be quiet or I'm gonna ban you for 24 hours. And you don't want that.
Do whatever you want, bro. I don't care. Go fuck off. You fucking guy.
Then you can just leave. Thank you.
Okay, so Smiley, tell us, is it necessary for you to drink milk? We come back to the same thing.
Actually, here we don't have any right to ask anything. We are
Carlo.
only here to hear things. Go fuck
Carlo,
off. Fuck you.
we
God.
asked
Fuck
you
you.
like
Can you ban
10,000
him?
times. Stop.
Fuck you off.
Just
You go
ban him.
ahead. You asshole.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so Smiley, we come back
Now
to
you
you.
are on same question. Is it necessary for me to drink milk?
Yeah, and we are not going to get away from this until you respond to the when.
Okay, I
until
told
reply
you.
to
I
the
told you. I think I have answered this question 2 or 3 times. Yes.
No.
So you say
Hold
it's
on.
yes,
Smiley,
no.
the answer that you gave us is if I stop eating everything, then I will die within 2 or 3 days. First of all, factually incorrect.
Months.
People can
Months.
live
Months.
X also factually incorrect. It's about 21 days without food that you will die.
अरे यार तुम तो बड़े बेवकूफ आदमी हो यार मतलब listen to me.
Smiley, shut the fuck up. So you changed the question
Fuck up?
to
I'm not
answer it
fucking
in this
anyone.
way. Shut up for a second. You are changing the question to answer it. You are not answering the actual question. The
I
question.
answered it.
The question.
Yes.
Hold on.
It is
The
necessary for me
question.
to drink milk.
Hold
Now you are
on.
changing the topic.
Hold on.
What
The
kind of
question-
leader you are?
Be quiet.
Cheap.
Be quiet for a second. The question that Chip is asking, if you continue eating food, but you just stop drinking milk and replace it with other food, replace the calories with other food, will you die?
Can I develop my body with that?
Yes.
Oh, I want to see your physique, brother.
No. So wait. So wait. Wait. because we yet again you have dodged the question similarly just by asking, can I develop my body? The question is, if you continue eating food, all the food that you normally eat, but you don't drink milk, you replace those calories with other calories.
What? Even if I
Will
eat only
you
poop of other
survive and
animals, I
thrive?
can survive. I can survive if I only eat poop of other animals. Okay, but should I eat it? You tell me. Will you, to protect other animals, will you do it?
So your agreement that you don't need milk, correct? You agree that you don't need milk, right?
Arey
Based
yaar,
on the question that you answered, you do
brother,
not
brother,
need milk.
okay. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
No,
Will
I
you
do not
eat
understand
it?
what you're saying because you are not replying to my questions, and I'm just continuing down the same train of thought until you respond
What
to my
type of
questions.
questions you are asking? It's like, are you CIA agent? You are asking like, I have no other option to agree you.
So what I'm
please mute
asking,
yourself.
yeah. So what I'm asking is because you made the statement. Let me be clear. You made the statement. You said if it's not necessary, it is wrong. You said if it's not necessary to harm animals, to exploit animals, then it is wrong to do so. I asked you, is it necessary for you to consume milk? You have dodged the question 35 times.
Yes. I'm saying yes.
Well, you can say whatever you want because that is not factually true. It is not necessary for you to drink milk. I'm a certified nutritionist. There's plenty of empirical evidence out there that milk does not provide anything special that you can't get from any other plant-based products. So no, it is not necessary for you to consume milk. So therefore, you are in contradiction with your own values because you are participating in animal exploitation that is not necessary for you.
No, and अरे यार ये क्या है? हद है भाई. एक listen to me first. Okay, you are a nutritionist, right?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
So you agree that if we do not eat much, if we eat only one chapati a day, we can survive.
If you eat only what?
If we eat only, okay, in your language, if we eat only one bread, we can survive.
I don't mean survive. I mean thrive.
Africans
I
are
said
survive too.
thrive.
Africans are surviving
No,
too.
no.
Yes, Africans are
I
surviving
said
too.
No,
I
they're
can also
literally fucking
survive.
dying.
I did not say
No,
survive.
they are
I said
surviving. They are
thrive.
dying, surviving.
I said thrive. Do you know what the difference between surviving and thriving is?
Little.
So surviving means you can barely make it, right? As you said, you can survive on very little. When I say thrive means as being as healthy as you can be. You can be as healthy as you can be on a plant-based diet.
Can I be
Therefore, any
strongest?
animal product that you have is optional to you. Whether you want to believe that or not is strictly up to you, whether you want to reject that scientific fact or not. But it is a scientific fact.
The scientific, you are saying that scientific fact is that I can live without milk, right?
Yeah.
And so what would I eat if I leave the milk? Can you please suggest me some foods which can take the place of milk in my diet
You can have
and are
plant-based
affordable
milk
too
to
and are
begin with.
What?
There you go. Plant-based milk is the beginning of it. You can just replace it and you may have absolutely no difference.
Plant-based milk?
Yeah.
I never heard it of. Plant? What? How they give? They do breeding, breastfeeding. They do. I didn't understand.
So you don't. First of all, you don't need to get calories from drinks, right? You can get calories from any other sources. If you can't afford one thing, you can afford another.
Proteins,
And I'm not here. And I'm not. By the way, I'm not here to give you a consultation on how to make your diet work. All I'm here telling you is that you can make your diet work on a plant-based diet. If you need help with that, we can help you with that. We can give you resources to help you with that. But the question here is, if you find out that you don't need any animal product, which you don't, and you find a way to make it work within your budget, then do you see it within your obligation to stop oppressing animals?
Okay, just give me a diet plan under 20 rupees. Okay, I eat under 15 rupees or 20 rupees a day. Okay, this is the, I think, whole you can say whole food expenses I expense in a day. Okay, I think that 10 rupee kilo tori, 20 rupee kilo
What's
ghiya.
wrong about milk? So he
So
didn't.
I can explain what happens to milk if you want, but before we do that, Smale, I think this conversation is over because you are not being intellectually honest. I think if you really want to know how to maintain a proper diet, Challenge 22, they hook you up with a nutritionist and send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan for free. When you are ready to be intellectually honest
And
with you and you are ready
uh,
to follow your own values, consult
mm.
Challenge 22. They will help you out. Until then, please be aware that you are supporting needless animal exploitation, which goes against your own values, as you just stated before.
You are soft-hearted person. How can I be against you? You are very cute.
Sure. Now
I
let's
have
move on.
many.
Let's move on. Hex, what were you saying?
Oh,
Yeah,
can you say it loud? No,
So
you are
if you
not
can't
loud.
afford, so Hex, if you can't afford plant-based milk, don't drink plant-based milk. Drink something else. Doesn't matter.
What if
Simple.
he loves milk?
Drink some milk.
Doesn't
what if
matter
he
if you
loves
love milk. But behind milk, let me explain what happens behind milk, because a lot of people don't really know. And it's kind of interesting, and it's the reason why I went vegan in the first place. Do you know why cows produce milk biologically, Hex?
Because they do.
No. So if I were to ask you, when does a woman produce milk? When do they produce milk?
All right, so you're saying it has something to do with like giving birth.
Hi, postmortem.
Oh.
Yeah, so they have to give birth, exactly, right. So they have to have a
Where
baby,
I'm
right?
from.
All right.
So do you think that farmers wait for them to get pregnant on their own, or do you think they forcefully inseminate them?
How can they produce milk if they cannot actually produce milk?
Say that again.
How can they produce milk if they cannot actually produce
For
milk?
their babies.
They only
milk.
produce
No.
milk when they have
No.
babies.
Yeah, but how can they produce milk if they don't have babies?
They can't.
Then how are the farmers getting the milk?
Because farmers forcefully inseminate them. They make them pregnant, and then when the babies are born, what do you think happens to the babies?
Even
Wait,
when
you
they
say
are,
they are forced.
sorry,
Wait,
hold on,
they,
Max.
they,
Hold on,
you're
hold
saying
on.
they force
I
it?
just want to fix one issue. So even when they are not forcefully impregnated, they are impregnated in the quote-unquote natural way. It's still incredibly programmed, and for the benefit of the farmer, and not the benefit for the animals.
Exactly.
The benefit of the farmer. By the farmer, you mean the humans on this planet?
Yeah.
No, the farmer, not the humans on this planet, because it doesn't benefit.
It doesn't
the
benefit the
humans.
humans at all that we drink milk.
Yeah.
It's to incredible detriment of the human beings.
But before we go down that route, how is it detrimental to humans? Do you understand the fact that we control the breeding process of these cows and that we make them have babies, whether it's through forceful insemination or whether it's keeping them away from a bull and then keep putting them together?
But I don't think that affects them at all.
Okay, so but you understand that that's the first step in it. When the babies are born, do you think that the babies stay with their mother and drink their milk, or do you think that the farmers separate them so that they get their milk?
It's not. It depends. I think it depends on the farmer or the place.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Everywhere.
I think in small farms in India. Let me explain to you. In small farms in India or the Middle East, like when a farmer have 1 or 2 cows, they keep the herd together. They keep the mother and the babies together. They do not separate them.
Well, first of all,
I've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, well, you have seen a farm, and you have not seen that in particular.
It's not actually a farm. It's like a farmer that have 1 or 2 cows. You know what I mean?
So how do you logically explain the fact that the farmer has 1 or 2 cows, yet the cows continuously produce milk? Where are those babies that keep being born?
He keeps them for maybe 6 to 9 months, and then he sells them afterwards. Is that how it works?
Exactly. So he keeps them for a while, right? Yeah, and indeed, on some farms, the baby doesn't get separated from the mother directly at birth, but on all farms they get separated. Even on small-scale farms, listen, even on small-scale farms, babies get separated from their mothers. Regardless, it's either at the beginning of birth or later. but they always get separated because
later,
if they stay with their mothers, they would drink the milk, and the milk, the only reason why farmers bred them is to get their milk.
But later they're not babies anymore.
No, they are. A lot of the times they separate them. You think they separate them after a couple of months. They separate them after a couple of weeks. First of all, when they don't separate them directly, and third, let's just imagine they even stay with their mothers. That's not even the most ridiculous part. But if those babies are born male, they don't produce any milk. So what do you think farmers do to them?
They keep them until they're like a grown veal, and then they sell them for their meat.
There you go. So they kill them eventually, right? At the fraction of their lifespan, and then if they're born female, what do you think happens to them?
I think they grow them up to replace the mothers because the mothers are getting old.
Yeah, exactly. Every year, they do the same thing that they did to their mothers. They impregnate them, they take their babies, they exploit them for their milk, and at some point, they kill them. Do you know when they kill them?
No, but I don't understand. I still don't understand, like, what is wrong with the cycle?
Well, I let me finish, and then we'll discuss. Do you know when they kill the dairy cows?
No,
that produce milk.
I don't know. Around maybe a year or 2 years, maybe. I don't know.
No, so they kill them around the age of 6 to 8. Cows can live 24, 25 years, so about a third of their natural lifespan. And they kill them when they can no longer get them pregnant. So that means they try to get them pregnant. If it doesn't stick, they kill them. And you're asking me what is wrong with everything that we just discussed. So let me ask you this. If we did this whole thing in the context of any other sentient being, let's put a dog there. If we bred dogs, specifically, like we sexually exploited dogs, we took away their babies, then we took away their milk and killed everybody in that lineage just so that we can get that milk. Would that be moral to you?
But it might not be moral to me, but it might be moral for other people because in some cultures they do eat dogs.
So it is not moral to you. Okay, well, let's discuss your point of view, not others. Okay, so it is not moral to you.
But I'm saying some people eat dogs. Let's just agree that some people do eat dogs.
Yeah. We know about this. We're talking about your morality, not other people's morality, you know?
Exactly. So you, in your worldview, okay, so in your worldview, it's wrong to do this to dogs, but it's okay to do this to cows?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not moral. All right, let me explain this again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
for
it's not
example, the
moral
people
to do to dogs.
No. For the people who are eating the dogs.
No, for you. Stop with other people. For you.
For me?
Yeah.
For me, they're all animals. I don't know if there is no need to do it, then I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, there you go. So there is no need for you to eat other animal products as well, not just dogs. So you shouldn't do it, right?
Wait, I don't eat dogs.
No, you said that if it's not needed, then it becomes immoral, right?
Not only immoral, it becomes, I don't know, useless. Like, why would I kill something if I not?
So you don't need to eat animal products at all. You can be plant-based. You can be vegan and not eat any animal products and survive and thrive and be happy and all that shit. So it makes it immoral to eat other animal products too, right?
But not everyone can be vegan for different reasons.
Sorry, can we talk to you, please, and not other people? Can we talk to you?
Sure.
Yeah, go on, Chip.
Maybe I can't afford like a plant-based diet, for example.
So can we not talk in maybes, but in actualities? Can you afford a plant-based diet?
No.
Sorry, what is in plant-based diet can you not afford?
I'm sorry?
Can you afford a plant-based diet?
I can afford it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it becomes immoral for you to not be plant-based.
Exactly.
No, but I like my cereals with milk.
Yeah, but remember when you said that
it
would be. But remember when you said that it would be immoral to kill dogs if you don't have to. For food.
I said if I don't need to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need to eat animal products. So it's immoral for you to eat animal products because you can afford to be plant-based. And therefore, it becomes a moral obligation for you to not pay for exploitation and murder of animals anymore, right? According to your logic, not mine.
No, but according to my logic, I said if there is no need, but I do need the milk.
What do you need in
milk?
No. Yeah, go on, Chip. Sorry.
Yeah. So by the way, let's be clear on a second. Need doesn't mean that I want it with my cereal, therefore I need it. Need means that if I don't have it, I will die or not be healthy.
All right, let's not argue on the word. All right, let's not use need. I want the milk. How about that?
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. You want the milk. So do you think that because you want the milk, then that morally justifies cows, everything that we just discussed that happens to cows, do you think is morally justified just because you want some milk in the morning?
Does that justify it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like according to your view, is it if you think within your mind right now, is it okay to impregnate cows, take their babies, take their milk, kill everybody in that lineage, also that you can have some milk in the morning? Some animal milk, because you can always have a plant-based milk.
For example, also for me, I'll speak for me because you guys want me to speak about my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I was born, my mother was not able to produce milk for me.
Okay.
So I lived on formulas and.
So how does that answer a question? Can you please
That's the need.
Yeah. So are we talking about like now, not when your mother had you?
No, I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about you now, though.
When you were using baby formula, you that was a need. You had no other option, right?
Not
But now
only that,
you're a big man, right?
My family was not able to afford the formula or like on daily basis or like monthly basis. So
you said
they would substitute with other milk.
You said for yourself today you can afford to be plant-based. Yes.
Yeah.
But what if I got married and like my wife is not able to produce milk?
Well, then you give us a ring then. You give us a ring then and we'll help you.
You'll ship some cow milk for me?
You would still
I'm not
be
being
able
sarcastic.
So wait.
I'm being honest here. This is an honest argument.
You would still
Wait,
be
Hex,
able to
Hex.
afford the plant-based formula. Yes?
Yeah, you would still be able to afford a plant-based formula, first of all, as VPM says. But second, let's put it this way.
Sorry, as who says?
So if I were on a deserted island and I may not have enough food to eat at my disposal, but there is a human being there, do you agree that if I was in that situation, I might resort to killing and cannibalizing?
This is not a hypothetical thing. This actually happened.
Okay, so you agree that in
history.
situations, yeah, so in situations like that, you might end up doing horrific things, correct?
No, I don't actually agree with that, but I said it happened, but I wouldn't do it myself.
The question is, if there is a need for something in one situation, you could one way or another try to justify doing something bad. But in a day-to-day life, in your day-to-day life right now, in the morning, you are paying for animals to be exploited and slaughtered, and there is no need for it. It's just because you want it. So how is that morally justified?
It's not the same as oranges and apples. It's human life. It's not equal to a cow's life.
I did not say that they are. I just explained to you that you can do a bad thing in situations when you
said cannibalism.
The comparison was the fact that I was doing. The comparison was the fact that I was doing something bad, whatever that bad thing is.
No, it's
because I needed
it's
to do it. Because I needed to do it. My question to you is, how can you morally justify doing something bad when you don't need to do it?
No, let's just agree that it's invalid comparison.
I don't care. It's invalid. Please answer my question. How can you morally justify doing something bad when you don't need to?
Why are you getting hostile right
Because
now?
you keep derailing it. I need you to answer the question. Yes, you are.
When you confronted me about the word need and want, I said, okay, let's not use need, and I said want. Now when I'm confronting you about invalid argument, you're getting hostile.
Okay, my argument is invalid. Now can we move on?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so how can you morally justify doing something bad when you don't need to, but you want to?
There's a scale, I think, a moral scale. If I see if I need to do it or not.
So
if
are you saying
harm someone or not?
So wait, are you saying
you
now
use the word
that
need again?
Yeah, are you saying that
if I want to
exploiting?
do it or not, let's use want. Fine. But
So
in
are
some
you saying
cases, I do
it's
need.
okay to exploit animals if you want to?
Not in some cases. In some cases, maybe I cannot afford a protein-based diet. for example.
But then it becomes a need. If it becomes you're introducing the need factor, right? If you can't afford it, it becomes a need. If it's not a need, then it's just
And you
you
already
doing it
said
for an
that that's
arbitrary
not your
reason.
situation. So
Well, maybe
Yeah,
I
you're just
maybe I
moving the
am right.
goalpost.
Maybe I am now like
maybe you're now reconsidering if you can
fortunate-
afford a plant-based diet all of a sudden because you
I've
got
actually
cornered,
actually
right?
tried it.
Yeah.
I've actually tried it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I've actually tried it. Not
Now,
because of
now you've already been vegan for years. Tell us that you've already
not,
been
not,
vegan
not,
before.
not,
Because
not
I
a
want
year.
to. Just be
Ridiculous
lucky.
thing.
Just be lucky I'm not eating human beings, bro. Just be lucky I'm not eating your dumb ass, bro.
Oh yeah,
Bacon,
sure.
bacon tastes good. All right.
Yeah, sure,
Bro,
sure.
don't interrupt or you're gonna get
I
kicked.
don't eat bacon, and I don't
Yeah,
appreciate your language.
So Hex, let me put it this way, Hex. If you found it if we give you resources to help you stay within your diet, within your budget, and adopt a plant-based diet that makes you healthy and within your budget,
not
would you
only
see
the
it as a
financial
moral?
aspect.
Let me finish.
No, I just told you I'm fortunate right now. I can afford it, but it's not the financial aspect. I've tried it for a month.
Okay, so if we can help you be healthy and within your budget, that's what I said. Do you see it as a moral obligation for you to stop exploiting innocent animals?
Exploiting?
Yes.
So what would happen to the cows now?
That's not the question. We can go down that route. We can go down that route. I just want you to
I
know.
need to understand. No, I need to understand the whole like the whole cycle, the full image. Like what would
We
happen
can
to the
go
cows
down
now?
that route. No, we can go down that route. What my
So let's
question
go.
is, if you're in a situation, again, where you don't need to exploit animals, you do it out of want. So we're here telling you that we'll help you not exploit any animals. We'll help you get your plant-based diet or whatever it is that you need. Are you still going to continue exploiting animals?
Maybe for the taste. I love burgers, to be honest.
So there you go. It doesn't really, all of those other things just fall flat on their ass, don't they? Because all of those are just justifications, aren't they?
Why you guys are like being hostile and resort to insulting?
Yeah, well, we are
I
being
didn't
hostile
say
when
any bad
somebody is
words.
being violent towards innocent
well,
animals.
okay.
I think hostileness is a little bit justified, don't you think so?
But name calling is never justified in a civil conversation.
I don't think he
Nobody
name
name
called you or
called you.
insulted you.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, we said
you
you
and
are
the other
being
guy.
violent.
You and the other guy.
Sorry,
Yeah,
what do you
sure,
think
I
is
don't know what's
more?
his name.
What do you think is worse, like being a little bit hostile in a conversation, or paying for exploitation and literal throat slitting of sentient animals?
I don't mind the hostility, but I mind the name calling because that's.
Yeah, what do you think is
There's
worse,
no need
calling
for it.
somebody a name or literally slitting somebody's throat?
Wait, no, post mom. Like, let's not even try. Like,
Somebody?
no one name called you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one name
No,
called you.
there was one guy here. I don't know. He said asshole or said something. I
Look,
don't
we're
really
having a
remember.
discussion with you right now. You're changing the topic, right? Look,
I'm
you
not changing
keep
any
at the
topic.
start. You like you seem to have moral integrity, right? You said no, I wouldn't do that. It's not like moral,
course.
right? You said
Yeah,
if
of
it's
course I wouldn't.
not a need. Okay, but now we've defaulted, right? We found out that like you don't have a moral principle, right? There's no moral backbone. It's just taste, right? You
It's
just
not only
care
taste.
about taste, right?
No.
Yeah,
It's not
and you
only
know what,
taste.
Hex? What is it then?
Hello, postmortem.
What is it,
told you
Hex, if
many,
it's not taste?
I told you it's many aspects. Not only the financial aspect is not part of the equation, at least for me right now. But there are
What
many
other
aspects.
aspects are there? We address the financial and health aspect of it.
Taste is one of them. Convenient is another one. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like I do need like protein-based diet, like animal diet. I don't know why you call it, but I feel like
You can
I
get
do
protein from plants, can't you? So as I said,
I'm not
health-wise,
entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna give me the same benefits.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if we
so
show you
health-
that you can get the same benefits, are you going to change your mind?
yeah.
If it's not gonna affect me in any other way, sure, why not?
All right, so I'm sharing my screen and...
Wait, before that,
yeah.
what would convince you? Let's ask, because we have empirical evidence, but what would convince you?
What would convince me?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if you just care about taste, it doesn't matter if we show you it's healthy or not.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm not heavy on that, dude. I don't like drink milk every
You're
day
not
or
addicted
eat
to
meat
meat. That's
every
great.
day.
Yeah, that's great.
I actually prefer not to eat meat. Maybe once.
Well,
a
then
week.
it should be easier for you to go vegan then.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried for a month.
And what was the
that's
problem?
amazing. Tell me about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
many problems for
Yeah, like what?
I mentioned the taste, but the taste it's okay, it goes away after a while. I mean the craving, but anyway, forget the taste. I quit
yeah, the
smoking,
craving.
so I can quit meat.
The craving can.
No, it's
what's it
okay. I
called?
quit
You could like.
smoking, so I can quit the meat. But the other thing is also convenient. Like sometimes you're
Mhm.
not be able to find all the things that you need to maintain that plant-based diet.
Like what?
Yeah.
Not
So
everyone
even
lives in the West. Do you know what I mean?
Like what? What did you have a problem with? Can you please be
I don't know,
specific though, Hex? Can
like
you,
milk substitutes, for example.
Yeah. Do you think you need meat substitutes in order to?
No, I said milk. I said milk.
Milk.
I said
Do you
milk.
do you think you need milk substitutes, or can you just like get away with not using milk at all?
All right, so now I'm giving up my cereal and my coffee.
No, you don't have to. Oh my god. You don't
I'm
have
being
to give
honest,
up.
like
So
No, like, can I just, because I feel like this discussion will not go anywhere. Like we're trying to be patient with you. We're trying to explain you all the things, but you just keep coming up with excuses. So it
No,
just
someone
boils
said-
down to the same thing. Hex, it just boils down to the same thing. Do you have a spine enough to stand up for what is right or wrong, simply for you to make a right choice? So if you say you have a spine, then how do you keep coming up with excuses for doing the wrong thing when we keep bringing you and telling you we'll help you do the right thing? Like we are trying to help you do the right thing, and you are trying to say no, but I want to do the wrong thing.
I didn't say that I want to do the wrong thing.
then please make an effort.
There's an art of
I can make an
persuasion.
effort, but I told you like
Yeah,
some
guys,
things maybe
let's.
are not available where I live, for
Okay,
example.
sure. I think what the chip guy and what Postmom are saying is like, even though it's difficult and it's hard, it still never ultimately justifies like, animal slaughter and animal abuse, right? Now, there are solutions to it as well, but I think it's important to justify, like, even no matter how difficult it gets, it's never, to the point where it's justifiable to what you would inflict or you'd be paying to inflict to animals, right? That's the point they're trying to get across. And because you haven't like openly acknowledged that, that's why they keep bringing it back.
All right.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Your point. Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
you.
Okay, and that's great, right? And like, look, I'm gonna admit, like, look, if you can't find a milk substitute, it can be harder, right? And you said several things, right? Just for anyone else in chat, right? You mentioned cravings. You don't have an issue with that, but that as well, as you said, it can subside, or you could just counteract that with good meat-based products. The other thing was convenience. Now, I think all vegans have to be honest, right? We live in a non-vegan world, and we have to realize that we are like fighting against the current. But that being said, it's super easy once you get used to it. It's just that starting bit, right? It's only inconvenient at the start. Once you figure it out, it's really like you're living as you do every other day, like maybe a month, maybe a week after if you're already small about it, right? So these are concerns that are valid, but they aren't justified, right? They fall apart, especially if you do your research, if you have help, right? Like we're telling you, we want to help you, right? We will make it easy for you. We'll make it convenient for you. If you struggle with like milk alternatives, we can like help you out with that, right? And we will. And there are options, right? Like there are alternatives in your area. We can find other vegans that can help you out. But the point is, there is no point in doing all of this if you don't recognize why you should be doing this in the first place, right? Do you recognize that you should be trying to go vegan because of the animal exploitation it causes?
Only because of the animal
That's the main point.
exploitation.
Well, the animal exploitation and
why?
abuse, right?
You know why I tried to be a vegan for a month. It was because of a Netflix movie about like that meat is not good for you.
Yeah.
If you're aware of that
There are
movie.
many great
I saw the movie.
documentaries. Yeah. Cowspiracy.
I was saying like meat is not actually good for you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plant-based diet is much better.
Well, there are health benefits as well, right? But like you didn't answer my question, right? Do you understand the ethical point that we're coming from?
I don't approve any animal abuse, of course.
That's brilliant. That's amazing. That's exactly what I want to hear, right? And so you recognize that when you pay for these kind of products, animal abuse is taking place.
Maybe in most cases, I would say yes.
Well, so even in the places where it's like better welfare, it's still exploitation, right? It's still you're like exploiting the animals, you're killing them off like a fraction of their lifespan, you're separating mothers from their babies. It's still abuse and exploitation.
I agree with the word,
like even in the
word
best
exploitation, but abuse, I'm not really sure. Abuse.
Fine, yeah, fine, okay. Well,
But
exploitation
yes,
still occurs, and we Yeah, and we like, do you agree that like for the most cases, right? Like you should be moving away. You shouldn't be paying for these products then.
Sure. Why not? Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Like this is what we're trying to get, right? Now, if as Chip said several times, right? If we showed you resources, if we offered you aid, would you consider trying veganism then?
I can try it again, sure, no problem. Why not?
Of course, that's what I want to hear, right? And I actually think you're being very honest and like, thank you for hearing me out.
I am sure.
I do actually want.
I don't want to waste my time or your time, guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
No, I appreciate that. Hell yeah, bro. That's exactly what we want here, right? Respectful conversations, and where we both try and learn each other. Tell me about your time when you went vegan last time, right? Tell me how that went. Like, be as detailed as you can, right?
So I'm not fully. I don't know if it's. So you have vegan and vegetarian, right? So it's. I think it's totally different terms. So first step, I give up. I give out like. I give up on like all meats. You know what I mean? Like cow, chicken, whatever it is.
Yeah, and how was that? Like, was that? Tell me about like how you used to eat before.
It was fine for me. Like I tried.
Amazing.
I tried like natural other things. I don't know, like beans or whatever, like some things like that.
Hell yeah, bro. We
And
don't meet a lot of people who are proactive and like are smart about it, right? Some people like it's already like the hardest step is getting them to convince, and then the next step like following through and doing it effectively so that it's healthy and they know where to start. Seems like you have had a great start at that end.
Yeah, and then I think by the second week, I give up milk. Like
okay, yeah.
I stopped the milk and eggs as well.
So you went vegetarian and then you went vegan a week after. Cool.
2 weeks after, yeah. I
2 weeks
tried
after, okay.
I tried like different types of milk, like I don't like almond milk and other things. That was like 3 or 4 years
boo!
ago.
I'm oat milk gang. Some people here are like almond milk. I'm oat milk and soy gang.
I think I've tried that as well.
Yeah, what do you think? Well, it's got more
I don't
protein.
know. I had mixed feelings because I've tried it from different brands. You know what I mean? Because not everything is available here. Like whenever I go to like the supermarket, it's not always there.
Yeah, and even
like
different, even the different brands.
Yeah,
even the
there's
different
not
brands
even a
make
big
it.
section. Yeah, there's not even a big section for like vegetarians or vegans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Can I ask what parts? Where are you from?
I've been living all over, but right now I live in the Middle East.
Okay, cool. Nice.
I've been here for like 2 years or 3 years.
Oh yeah. And so, is that something you struggle with then, like the milk?
Not only that, but I don't know why I stopped actually. Like I tried it for a month, and then, or maybe 6 weeks tops.
No worries. Yeah, like this is don't beat yourself up on it, right? These changing yourself is hard, right? Like this is a whole new lifestyle. People struggle to do exercise, and even they know why exercise is so important, but they still don't manage to do it. I think one of the main reason is just like not knowing or not learning like how to go about it, and secondly is forgetting why you did this in the first place, right? Remembering like you're not doing this for yourself, it's for the victims, right? Reminding yourself what happens when you pay for these products, and being aware of that. So it's a combination of those things, right? But if you do it again, and if you do it with help, if you do it with other people who are trying it out as well, I guarantee you will go vegan, right? Like if you are going about it and like other people are also trying it out, you have that sense of community, then you will last much longer and you will benefit from it as well.
I have to speak to my partner about that because I have a partner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I left because Val was finally there wanting to join. Fuck. It's just... At this point, I just feel like I'm just listening and barely hanging on. It's time to take a little break. Maybe I'll come back there. Probably will. I've been going in there every single day. I just haven't been like streaming it all. Yeah, I just need to rest once in a while. John Proctor, you wanna have a conversation about whatever hang-ups you have about veganism? You wanna have like a live voice conversation to each other? I expect you to not ignore my question, by the way. I expect you to be properly polite and answer it. Yes, what's your number? No, we're gonna do it live. So please email me. .vegan@gmail.com. Yeah. And I will invite you to like a Discord server or like have a maybe Google Meet link sent to you. And we're gonna schedule a conversation about whatever upsets you about veganism. We can talk about all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Okay. But no secret vegan phishing schemes. I don't know what the fuck that means. We're gonna do it live so everybody else can listen. All right. Thank you everybody for coming. Hit that like button if you can, please, on your way out. And also, I was just fiddling with making like a really impromptu end screen, so enjoy it.